the universe is not fixed. It's fluid and ever-changing. The universe is not static. It's constantly shifting, growing, and evolving. At its very core, reality is in a state of perpetual flux, where nothing remains the same for long. Every moment, every second, everything around you, every atom, every energy is vibrating with change. From the stars in the sky to the cells in your body, everything is in motion, driven by forces that are too vast to fully comprehend but are undeniable in their power. When we begin to understand that the universe is fluid, it opens up a world of possibilities. The rigid boundaries of time and space that we often take for granted begin to melt away. Your thoughts, actions, and energy ripple outward, creating effects far beyond your immediate surroundings. You begin to see that nothing is permanent and everything is malleable. The beliefs you hold, the stories you tell yourself can be rewritten because the universe is constantly reshaping itself in response to the energy you emit. What we often perceive as unchangeable, our circumstances, our limitations, our failures, are merely snapshots of a dynamic process. With every breath, you can shift your reality. What you see, hear, feel, and experience is not set in stone. It is all a creation in motion, waiting for you to tap into the flow and harness its power. The universe does not confine you. It offers you an ever-changing canvas, one that you can mold and redefine at will. The only true constant is transformation. Everything is interconnected, and we are all part of a vast system. Imagine for a moment that you are not an isolated individual, separate from everything around you. Instead, you are a vital thread woven into the intricate tapestry of the universe. Every person, every living being, every object, and every event is part of a vast, interconnected system. The choices you make, the energy you send out, reverberate through this web, affecting not only your life, but the lives of countless others. In ways both seen and unseen, everything is linked. At the deepest level, all existence is bound by invisible threads. We are connected by forces, energy, consciousness, and intention that transcend the physical. Your thoughts ripple outward, influencing the world around you in ways you may not even realize. Every action you take, no matter how small, contributes to the collective flow of the universe. The impact of a single smile, a kind word, or a compassionate gesture can create waves of change that stretch far beyond your immediate environment. This interconnectedness is not just philosophical, it's scientific. At the quantum level, particles do not exist in isolation. They are entangled, influencing each other across vast distances. The same principle applies to us. What happens to one part of the system affects the whole. We are not separate from nature, other people, or the world around us. We are integral parts of a living, breathing organism. Recognizing this interconnectedness can be a profound awakening. It reveals that we are never alone in our journey, and that every step we take is part of a greater, more meaningful unfolding. Time is not linear. It can be experienced in multiple ways. The concept of time, as most of us know it, is an illusion, a construct designed to organize our lives. We think of time as a straight line, moving from past to present to future, an unbroken chain that forces us to move forward in a seemingly predictable way. But in reality, time does not follow a strict linear path. It is far more fluid and malleable than we've been taught to believe. Time can bend, stretch, and shift, depending on our awareness, our state of being, and our perception of it. Have you ever experienced moments where hours seemed to pass in an instant, or a few minutes felt like an eternity? This is the essence of time's flexibility. When you are deeply absorbed in an experience, time seems to vanish. Yet, when you are bored or anxious, time drags on, feeling like it's standing still. This isn't merely a subjective feeling, it's the reality of time as it exists outside of the rigid boundaries we've placed on it. The truth is, time exists simultaneously. and we can tap into various points of it all at once. Memories are not confined to the past. They are living energy we can access at any moment. The future, too, is not predetermined, but exists as a field of infinite possibilities, all within your reach. Time, in its truest form, is cyclical and multidimensional, and you have the power to experience it in ways that break free from its conventional constraints. Time is yours to shape, not something that controls you. The mind has the power to shape reality. Your mind is not just a passive observer of the world. It is the very tool that shapes it. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, and every intention you set creates ripples in the fabric of your reality. The idea that the mind holds the power to influence and even create the world around us might sound like a lofty ideal, but it is rooted in the very laws of consciousness. Your mind does not just react to the world, it actively participates in creating it. At its core, the mind is a force of creation. When you focus your energy and attention on something, you begin to draw that thing closer to you, whether it's success, love, health, or even the smallest of changes. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are energy that interacts with the world. This is the reason why people often say, "What you think, you become." It's not just a motivational phrase, but a reflection of a fundamental truth. Your inner world is a mirror of your outer world. The mind is constantly projecting its thoughts into reality, influencing your actions, your interactions, and the very circumstances you encounter. What you believe is possible becomes possible, and what you fear can manifest in ways you might not even expect. The mind's ability to shape reality is not limited to grand achievements. It affects everything, from the people you meet to the opportunities that appear in your life. You are the creator of your world, and the mind is your most powerful tool. Harness it, and you unlock the ability to manifest your reality in ways you never thought possible. The external world is a reflection of your internal state. What if everything you experience in the world outside of you is merely a mirror of what exists within you? The people you meet, the situations you face, the circumstances you encounter, all of it is an extension of your internal world. Our external reality is not something separate that happens to us, but rather a direct reflection of our beliefs, emotions, and subconscious patterns. The universe does not operate randomly. It responds to the energy you emit from within. When you experience conflict, frustration, or discontent, it's often a sign that something in your inner world is out of balance. Similarly, moments of peace, love, and joy are a direct reflection of an aligned and harmonious state within. We often look outward for answers, seeking change in the world around us, when in fact the true transformation begins inside. By shifting your internal state, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you can shift how you perceive and interact with the world. Think of it like a projector. If your internal thoughts are full of fear, doubt, or negativity, the world you experience will be filled with these same patterns. But when you cultivate inner peace, love, and self-empowerment, the world begins to mirror that back to you. You attract people, opportunities, and experiences that match the energy you're radiating. The key to transforming your life is not changing the world around you, it's changing yourself, and by doing so, you change the very fabric of reality you experience. The external world is simply a reflection waiting to align with your inner transformation. We create our own limitations. The boundaries you encounter in life, the ones that feel like walls holding you back, are not as fixed as they may seem. They are largely self-imposed, the result of the beliefs and perceptions you hold about what is possible for you. We all carry invisible chains of limitation, often forged in childhood or through past experiences, and the strangest part is, we are the ones who hold the key to unlocking them. What you believe about yourself and the world around you shapes your reality. If you see yourself as incapable, unworthy, or confined, those beliefs will manifest in your life as barriers that seem insurmountable. These limitations are not inherent truths. They are mental constructs, patterns that have been reinforced over time. You may think you are bound by your circumstances, your past mistakes, or your perceived abilities, but these are just stories you tell yourself. Every thought, every belief that says, I can't, I'm not good enough, or this is as far as I can go, is a limitation you have accepted as truth, even though it was never truly real to begin with. The truth is, limitations are simply illusions that you have created and maintained. The moment you shift your mindset and challenge those false beliefs, you begin to break free from the invisible chains that have been holding you back. You are not defined by your past or your circumstances. You are defined by your ability to evolve, to see beyond the limits, and to expand into new possibilities. The only real limitation is the one you place on yourself. Remove it, and you become limitless. Thoughts are energy, and they can influence the physical world. What if I told you that your thoughts are not just fleeting mental images or abstract concepts? They are powerful forces of energy that have the capacity to shape the world around you. Every thought you think emits a frequency, a vibration that ripples out into the universe, affecting not just your internal state, but the physical reality you interact with. This is not some abstract philosophy. It is a truth rooted in the very fabric of physics. The mind is not separate from the physical world. It is intricately connected, constantly interacting with and influencing it. Every single thought carries an energetic charge. When you think positively, when you focus on what you desire, you send out vibrations that align with your intentions, attracting similar energy to you. Conversely, negative or fearful thoughts emit low-frequency energy that can manifest as obstacles, challenges, or dissonance in your life. This dynamic is a reflection of the law of attraction, a universal principle that suggests like energy attracts like energy. It's not just about visualizing your dreams, it's about understanding that your thoughts are magnets, pulling the circumstances and experiences you focus on into your reality. The influence of thoughts on the physical world goes beyond attraction. They also have the power to affect your own body. Neuroscientific studies show that thoughts can literally change brain chemistry, influencing your health, your behavior, and even the way others respond to you. Thought is a creative force, a conduit of energy that bridges the invisible with the tangible. Harness this power, and you can not only change your own life, but begin to shift the world around you, one thought at a time. There is no true separation between mind, body, and spirit. The notion that mind, body, and spirit are distinct entities is one of the most limiting beliefs we carry. In truth, they are inseparable, intricately woven together into one holistic being. The mind does not operate in isolation from the body, nor does the spirit function independently of the mind. They are all facets of the same energy, each influencing the others in ways we are only beginning to understand. The separation we often perceive is an illusion, an artificial construct designed to make sense of a complex, interconnected existence. When you experience emotional distress, your body feels it. Tightness in your chest, a lump in your throat, or tension in your muscles. Similarly, your thoughts have a direct impact on your physical health. Negative thinking can lead to physical ailments, while a positive mindset can improve your body's well-being. The spirit, too, is not something separate from your physical form or mental state, but an underlying force that connects and aligns both. When your mind is in turmoil, your spirit feels fragmented. When your body is unwell, your spirit is affected too. Understanding that the mind, body, and spirit are intertwined allows you to recognize that healing or growth in one area naturally creates transformation in the others. When you nurture one aspect, the others respond. Strengthening the body through exercise and proper nutrition enhances mental clarity and emotional resilience. Nourishing the spirit with love, connection, and purpose invigorates both mind and body. In this unified state, you experience life as a complete, integrated whole, rather than as disconnected pieces. Emotions are a form of communication, not weaknesses. Emotions are often seen as signs of vulnerability, moments where we lose control or become overwhelmed. But in truth, emotions are one of the most powerful forms of communication you possess. They are not weaknesses, but messages from your inner self designed to guide you through life. Each emotion, whether joy, sadness, anger, or fear, is a signal offering deep insights into your thoughts, desires, and unspoken truths. When you experience anger, for example, it's not just a reaction, it's a sign that something in your life is out of alignment, that a boundary has been crossed, or that injustice is being felt. Sadness often comes to show you that something precious is being lost, or that there's a need for healing. Fear is not something to avoid, but rather something to understand. It signals what matters most to you and reveals areas in need of attention or growth. And joy? It's a clear message that you are aligned with your true purpose, that you are living in harmony with what you value most. Emotions are not burdens to be suppressed or ignored. When you allow yourself to feel fully, without judgment or fear, you open the door to profound self-awareness and healing. They guide you to make better decisions, strengthen your relationships, and deepen your connection to yourself and others. Emotions are not something to fear or avoid. They are your most honest form of communication, revealing the truths that lie beneath the surface. Embrace them, and you will unlock the wisdom within. The ego is an illusion. You are not who you think you are. The ego, that voice inside your head that defines who you are and what you stand for, is nothing more than an illusion, a construct created by the mind to help you navigate the world. It convinces you that you are your thoughts, your emotions, your social identity, and even your past experiences. But in reality, this self that the ego presents is just a story, a collection of labels and beliefs that you've accumulated over time. It is not the true essence of who you are. The ego thrives on separation. It divides you from others, telling you that you are an individual, distinct from the world around you. It plays on your fears and insecurities, constantly seeking validation and control. Yet, beneath this illusion, there is a deeper truth. You are not confined to the identity the ego has crafted for you. You are not the roles you play, the labels you wear, or the judgments you hold about yourself. These are merely aspects of the human experience, not the full picture of your existence. When you begin to recognize that the ego is an illusion, a vast sense of freedom opens up. You are not limited to the narrow box of your self-perceptions. You are the infinite awareness beneath the thoughts, the boundless consciousness that experiences life without attachment to who you think you are. The ego is only a temporary mask that clouds your true nature. When you let go of it, you connect with the deeper, unchanging essence of your being, one that is limitless, pure, and beyond all illusions of separation. Reality is subjective, shaped by perception. The world around you may seem solid, unchanging, and objective, but in truth, reality is entirely subjective, filtered through the lens of your perception. The way you see the world is not an absolute truth. It is a deeply personal interpretation shaped by your experiences, beliefs, emotions, and even your past trauma. What you perceive as real is uniquely yours, and this perception dictates the reality you experience. You are not witnessing the world as it is. You are seeing it through the framework of your mind, your senses, and your biases. Think about how two people can witness the same event but walk away with completely different versions of what happened. One person might see a situation as a challenge, while another might view it as an opportunity. One might feel joy, while the other feels fear. This illustrates just how malleable reality can be. It is not the world itself that dictates your experience. It is the way your mind filters and processes the information it receives. Your beliefs about who you are, what is possible, and what the world should be like shape how you interact with it. These beliefs influence your thoughts, emotions, and actions, ultimately creating your version of reality. What might seem like a setback to one person can be seen as a stepping stone to success by another. This subjective reality is constantly shifting because as you change your perceptions, your world transforms with you. The key to shaping a new reality is to first change the way you perceive it. Once you shift your perspective, the world around you begins to change in profound and unexpected ways. There is no right or wrong, only experience. The concepts of right and wrong are constructs, labels created by society, culture, and our own judgments. In the grand scheme of existence, these labels hold no true, universal power. What we often perceive as right or wrong is simply a reflection of personal perspective, shaped by individual beliefs, values, and circumstances. The idea that there is a clear-cut path of right and wrong is a limitation we place upon ourselves, a boundary that restricts our understanding of the vast, complex nature of experience. Every moment is an opportunity for learning, growth, and transformation. There are no mistakes, only experiences that help us navigate our lives. What you consider wrong today may become the very lesson you need tomorrow, and what you see as right may lose its meaning as you evolve and broaden your understanding of life. The boundaries between right and wrong blur when you realize that every experience, no matter how challenging or painful, is simply a piece of the greater puzzle, contributing to your personal evolution. In truth, the only constant is change, and with it comes the unfolding of new perspectives. Life does not operate in a rigid dichotomy of right or wrong. It flows with infinite possibilities, each with its own lessons to offer. When you release the need to categorize experiences in this way, you free yourself to fully engage with the richness of life without judgment. Everything is an experience meant to shape you, not something to be classified as right or wrong. Belief is the foundation of your reality. Your beliefs are the silent architects of the life you experience. What you believe to be true about yourself, others, and the world around you forms the very framework of your reality. Beliefs shape the way you see the world, dictate how you respond to situations, and determine the opportunities that appear or don't appear before you. In essence, your beliefs act as lenses through which you view and interpret everything, creating the reality you live in. Consider the power of a simple belief. If you believe that the world is abundant and full of opportunity, you will naturally attract circumstances that reflect that belief. Conversely, if you hold on to the belief that life is difficult, scarce, or unfair, your reality will mirror those limitations. The world doesn't just react to your actions. It responds to the beliefs you hold, consciously or unconsciously, about what is possible for you. This is why shifting your beliefs is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. By challenging old, limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones, you instantly begin to reshape your reality. It's not enough to simply wish for change or hope for better circumstances. You must first believe that change is possible and that you deserve it. When you align your beliefs with your desires, you create a solid foundation on which your new reality can be built. What you believe, whether positive or negative, becomes the lens through which you see and experience everything in life. Your beliefs are the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. Energy never dies, it only transforms. Energy is the very essence of existence. It flows through everything, the universe, nature, people, and even thoughts. What we often fail to recognize is that energy does not disappear, it simply changes form. From the stars that burn in the sky to the beating of your heart, Energy is a constant, moving force that never ceases. The idea of death is merely the transformation of energy from one state to another. Nothing is ever truly lost. It simply takes on a different shape, a different expression. When you understand this truth, it becomes impossible to fear change or endings. The concept of life and death, creation and destruction, is part of a continuous cycle where energy continually flows, shifting, evolving, and growing. When a person passes away, their physical body may no longer be present, but the energy that once inhabited it moves on, dispersing into the world. It enters the air, the earth, the elements, and even the people who remain. Everything we experience is an exchange of energy, constantly transforming from one form to another, never disappearing into nothingness. This law of energy can also be applied to our personal experiences. When we feel sadness, anger, or fear, we are experiencing energy in a particular form. But just as energy never dies, these emotions can transform. You have the ability to shift emotional energy, turning pain into growth, frustration into motivation, or fear into courage. The only constant in life is change, and by understanding that energy is eternal in its transformation, you realize that you too are part of an ongoing cycle, never ending, always evolving. Time is an illusion. Everything exists simultaneously. What if time, as we know it, is nothing more than a construct of the human mind? Imagine that past, present, and future are not separate and distinct moments, but all occur at once, existing simultaneously in a vast, eternal now. We experience time as a linear sequence because it is how our minds interpret it, but in reality, it's a fleeting illusion, one that confines us to a false sense of progression. The truth is far more expansive. Everything, every event, every possibility is unfolding at the same time, coexisting in an endless present moment. Quantum physics has already begun to hint at this truth. At the deepest levels of reality, particles don't experience time the way we do. They can exist in multiple states at once, in multiple places, defying the linear constraints we assume govern all existence. This means that what we think of as past or future is not fixed, but part of a larger whole, always accessible in some form. Your memories, your future aspirations, and even moments of your life that have not yet occurred are all held within you. Your mind can access them at any time because they are not confined by time. When you truly grasp this concept, you begin to realize that you have the ability to connect with any moment, any version of yourself, regardless of when it is supposed to happen. Time, then, is not a chain dragging you forward. It is a vast, boundless ocean where all things exist together, waiting for you to dive in and experience them. You are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your reality. The idea that you are simply a victim of life's circumstances is one of the most disempowering beliefs you can hold. It places you in a passive position where you believe events, people, and situations control your fate. But in reality, you are not a passive observer. You are an active participant in the creation of your own reality. Every thought, every action, and every choice you make sends out ripples that shape the course of your life. When you begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality, everything changes. The challenges you face are no longer obstacles that you must endure, but opportunities to grow, evolve, and create something better. Your power lies in your ability to respond, not react. Life will always present you with circumstances, some challenging and some joyful, but how you perceive and respond to them is what defines your reality. The belief in your own agency allows you to take full responsibility for your life. It's empowering to realize that you have the ability to change your circumstances by shifting your mindset, aligning your actions with your desires, and cultivating a deep belief in your worth. You are not bound by your past, nor are you trapped by external conditions. The power to create the life you want is always within you. The moment you embrace this truth, you unlock infinite possibilities and take back control over your destiny. You are the architect of your life, and the blueprint is yours to design. Fear is a learned response, not an inherent truth. Fear, often seen as an instinctual and protective force, is in fact a learned response, not a fundamental truth of your being. From the moment we are born, we are exposed to a variety of experiences that shape our perceptions of the world. Some of these experiences, often involving discomfort, uncertainty, or threat, can trigger fear responses. However, fear is not something inherently built into our DNA. It is a conditioned reaction, a product of our upbringing, society, and personal experiences. Consider how fear is taught. As children, we are warned about potential dangers, told what to avoid, and cautioned against stepping out of our comfort zones. These warnings, though sometimes well-intentioned, create neural pathways that associate certain situations or challenges with fear. Over time, what was once a protective instinct becomes an automatic response. Even in situations where there is no real danger, we fear failure, rejection, and the unknown, even when these fears are based on nothing more than our perceptions of them. The truth is that fear does not define you. It is a learned habit of the mind, conditioned by past experiences. This means it can be unlearned, too. When you begin to recognize that fear is not a permanent or essential part of your nature, you can start to dismantle it. You can choose to face the unknown with courage, knowing that fear is simply a response and one that you have the power to change. Fear does not control you. It is an experience, and with awareness, you can break free from its grip. The concept of death is a transition, not an end. Death, as most people perceive it, is the final chapter of life, a tragic end, a loss of self, an inevitable conclusion. But in truth, this view is rooted in the fear of the unknown, in the limitations of human understanding. Death is not an end but a transition, a shift from one state of being to another. It is the ultimate transformation, where the energy that animates the body moves into a different form, continuing its journey in ways that transcend physical boundaries. When you release the notion that death is a termination, you open yourself up to a deeper understanding of existence. The end of life is not a void. It is a passage, a doorway to something beyond the physical realm. The consciousness that you are, your essence, cannot be bound by the confines of the body. It is eternal, constantly evolving, and ever expanding. Just as the seasons change, or as day gives way to night, life gives way to death in a natural, cyclical rhythm. This shift in perspective can be liberating. The fear and sorrow surrounding death stem from misunderstanding its true nature. If we view death as a transition, a release, a transformation into something new, it becomes less daunting. It is not the loss of life, but a movement into a different form of existence. And in that truth, we find comfort, the realization that death is just another phase in the journey of the soul, not an end to the journey itself. Miracles are just reality shifts. We often think of miracles as extraordinary, divine interventions, unexplainable events that defy logic or natural law. But what if miracles aren't some rare, otherworldly occurrences, but rather profound shifts in the way we experience reality? In truth, miracles are simply moments when our perception of the world changes so drastically that we witness the impossible becoming possible. These moments aren't anomalies. They are glimpses into a deeper truth where the boundaries of the physical world we know dissolve and the true potential of existence reveals itself. When we experience what we call a miracle, what's really happening is that the energy of the universe is aligning in a way that we haven't previously understood or perceived. It's a moment when our limiting beliefs about time, space, or what's possible are temporarily suspended. allowing for something extraordinary to occur. What once seemed impossible suddenly feels not only possible, but within reach. Miracles happen when you shift your awareness, when you stop seeing the world through the lens of limitations and open yourself up to the boundless possibilities that lie beyond your current understanding. You stop being constrained by what you thought was real, and in that shift, the universe responds in kind. The very nature of existence is fluid, and when you adjust your perspective, when you truly believe that what you desire can manifest, it creates the space for miracles to unfold. In essence, a miracle is simply the manifestation of a new reality, one where you are free to embrace the infinite potential that exists within and around you. What you focus on expands in your life. The power of focus is one of the most profound forces in shaping your reality. What you choose to focus on, whether it's your goals, your fears, or your desires, grows and multiplies in your life. This isn't just a spiritual principle, it's a law of nature. Where your attention goes, energy flows, and the universe responds by bringing more of whatever you're focused on into your experience. The more you focus on something, the more you activate its energy and bring it closer to you, whether you want it or not. It's easy to get caught in the trap of focusing on what's wrong in your life, the problems, the challenges, the things you fear, and in doing so, you unknowingly amplify them. The more you give your attention to these negative aspects, the more they seem to grow, creating a vicious cycle that's difficult to escape. But the reverse is equally true. When you focus on gratitude, positivity, and your dreams, you start to align your energy with what you want to bring into your life. The more you focus on abundance, the more opportunities for abundance appear. The more you focus on love, the more love you experience in return. Your focus determines your reality. The more consciously you direct your attention, the more you can harness the power of your mind to create the life you desire. Focus is not just about what you think about, it's about what you give energy to. Choose wisely and watch as the things you focus on begin to expand in beautiful, life-altering ways. Every situation is an opportunity for growth. Life is filled with moments that may seem like obstacles, challenges, or even setbacks, but in reality, every situation, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable, holds within it an invaluable opportunity for growth. It is not the circumstances themselves that define us, but how we choose to respond to them. Every challenge you face, every hardship, and every setback carries within it the seeds of transformation. When you encounter a difficult situation, your initial instinct may be to resist, to complain, or to feel defeated. But if you shift your perspective and embrace the idea that these moments are not here to break you, but to build you, everything changes. Struggles become lessons, and failure becomes feedback. You begin to see that every tough moment is an invitation to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. In the midst of adversity, you are given the opportunity to stretch beyond your current limitations. You have the chance to build new skills, challenge old beliefs, and discover strengths you never knew you had. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the discomfort of facing something new, something challenging. And each time you rise to meet that challenge, you expand beyond the person you were yesterday. By reframing each situation as an opportunity to evolve, you empower yourself to take control of your personal journey. Life's trials are not to be feared, but embraced as catalysts for growth and change. Each experience is a chance to evolve into a more powerful version of yourself. You are constantly creating your future with every thought. Every thought you think is like a seed planted in the soil of your future. Whether you realize it or not, your mind is constantly shaping the events, experiences, and opportunities that will unfold in your life. Your thoughts are not passive. They are active, creative forces that set the stage for your reality. From the smallest, fleeting idea to the grand, life-altering belief, every single thought is contributing to the blueprint of your future. When you dwell on fears, doubts, or negative outcomes, you are unconsciously drawing those scenarios towards you. On the other hand, when you focus on possibilities, abundance, and positive change, you begin to create a future that aligns with those intentions. The mind doesn't discriminate. It works to bring into your reality whatever you give it attention to. Your inner world directly influences the external world. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's the way the universe operates. Everything is energy, and thoughts are no different. They vibrate at specific frequencies, sending signals into the vast ocean of possibilities. The energy you project through your thoughts shapes the events and people you encounter. If you want to change your future, you must change the way you think. The reality you will step into tomorrow is already being constructed by the thoughts you are entertaining today. Recognizing this power can be both empowering and overwhelming. You are not a passive observer of your future. You are the creator of it, shaping it moment by moment with the thoughts you hold. Nothing is impossible. Limitations are self-imposed. We often live our lives bound by invisible chains, self-imposed limitations that we believe define what we can or cannot achieve. These limitations come from societal conditioning, past failures, and fears we've adopted over time. But the harsh truth is, nothing is truly impossible. The barriers we face are not built by the world around us. They are constructed by our own minds. When we tell ourselves something cannot be done, we are simply reinforcing a belief that has no inherent power other than the power we give it. Every limitation you encounter is simply a reflection of what you believe is possible. The human mind is capable of extraordinary feats, yet so many are held back by the notion that certain things are out of reach. The key to breaking free from these self-imposed boundaries lies in the realization that they are not inherent truths. They are learned behaviors, fears, and doubts that can be unlearned. Every great achievement in human history began with someone daring to challenge what was thought impossible. When you stop seeing the world through the lens of limitations, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You begin to realize that what you once thought of as unattainable is simply a shift in perspective, an alignment of thought and action. The moment you stop telling yourself, "This is too hard," or "I can't do it," is the moment you unlock the potential within you to achieve anything. Your limits are not real. They are simply the boundaries you have set for yourself, and once you release them, there is nothing you cannot do. The concept of the self is fluid and ever-evolving. The idea of a fixed, unchanging self is a myth. We often think of ourselves as static beings with a defined identity and set characteristics that never waver. But in reality, the self is not something rigid. It's an evolving, dynamic process. Who you are today is not who you were yesterday, and who you will be tomorrow is not bound by the person you identify with right now. The self is fluid, shaped by experiences, thoughts, emotions, and even the people you encounter. This realization is both freeing and transformative. It means that you are not confined by past mistakes, limiting beliefs, or societal labels. The self is not a final product, but an ongoing journey. Every choice you make, every belief you challenge, and every experience you have contributes to the ongoing evolution of who you are. You are not defined by your past, your job, or your social role. You are defined by your ability to grow, adapt, and transform. When you understand that your sense of self is not fixed, you gain the power to reinvent yourself at any time. You are not limited by the boundaries you once imposed on yourself. The person you are today does not have to be the same person you were yesterday or will be tomorrow. The concept of the self is a fluid and ever-evolving masterpiece, and you are the artist who continuously shapes it. Embrace this fluidity and watch yourself expand in ways you never imagined possible. There is no such thing as absolute control. Surrender is key. We often live under the illusion that control is the key to success, happiness, and security. We strive to manage every detail of our lives, planning, organizing, and trying to dictate the course of every moment. But the truth is that absolute control is an illusion, and the tighter we hold on to it, the more we limit ourselves. Life is unpredictable, chaotic, and constantly shifting, and trying to control every aspect of it leads only to frustration, burnout, and a sense of disconnection from the flow of life. Surrender is the antidote to this struggle. It's not about giving up or resigning to helplessness, but rather about releasing the need to force outcomes and trusting that the universe will guide you where you need to go. Surrender is the acceptance that, no matter how much we plan, there are forces beyond our control, whether it's the choices of others, external events, or simply the natural course of life. When you surrender, you stop fighting against the current and allow yourself to flow with it. You align with the rhythm of life rather than constantly trying to dictate it. By embracing surrender, you make space for growth, creativity, and peace. You shift your energy from controlling what you can't change to focusing on how you can respond to what unfolds before you. Surrender doesn't mean weakness or passivity. It means trusting in the process and in yourself, knowing that you are always exactly where you need to be. It's in surrendering that true power is found. Synchronicities are the universe's way of guiding you. Synchronicities are not mere coincidences. They are the universe's way of sending you subtle messages, guiding you along your path. These seemingly random events, where the right people, opportunities, or situations appear at precisely the right moment, are not accidents. They are signs that the universe is aligning with your energy, helping to steer you in the direction you're meant to go. They serve as reminders that you are not navigating this world alone. There is a deeper order, a cosmic intelligence that works behind the scenes to guide you when you're aligned with your true purpose. At times, these synchronicities can feel almost magical, like the universe is conspiring to bring you exactly what you need when you need it. It might be a chance encounter with someone who gives you the advice you've been searching for, or stumbling across a book that answers a question you've been grappling with. These moments of alignment aren't random. They are the universe responding to the energy you are putting out into the world, confirming that you are on the right track, or gently nudging you back when you veered off course. The beauty of synchronicities lies in their ability to be both personal and profound. They remind you that you are part of a larger, interconnected whole. If you remain open and aware, these signs will guide you with grace, leading you toward opportunities, people, and experiences that align with your highest good. Trusting in synchronicities invites a sense of flow into your life, where everything seems to fall into place effortlessly. All experiences are a form of learning. Every moment of your life, whether joyous or painful, is an opportunity for growth. We often view experiences as either successes or failures, but what if we saw them as nothing more than lessons? In reality, every experience, no matter how challenging, holds within it valuable insights that contribute to your evolution. Life is not about avoiding discomfort or seeking perfection. It's about understanding that everything you encounter is part of a larger journey of self-discovery and development. When we approach life with the mindset that all experiences are opportunities for learning, we shift our perspective from one of limitation to one of empowerment. Even the most difficult moments, the ones that push us to our limits, are teachers in disguise. Whether it's a mistake, a setback, or a heartbreak, every experience carries with it the seeds of wisdom. It's not about what happens to you, but how you respond to it that shapes your growth. As you begin to view your experiences through this lens, you free yourself from the weight of regret, frustration, and fear. There is no such thing as failure, only learning. When things don't go as planned, you simply ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And in that inquiry, You allow yourself to evolve, to rise higher, and to meet the world with a deeper understanding of yourself and your potential. Life becomes an unfolding classroom, and every experience is a step closer to who you are meant to become. The mind has the ability to manifest physical changes. The mind is far more powerful than we often realize. It's not just a tool for thinking, it is the force that can create tangible, physical changes in your body and your environment. Your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions are not just abstract mental phenomena. They carry energy, and that energy has the ability to shape your physical reality. The idea that the mind can influence the body isn't just mystical, it's supported by science, particularly in fields like psychology, neuroscience, and quantum physics. When you focus deeply on something, whether it's healing, strength, or a specific outcome, your body responds. This is why people can experience spontaneous healing from diseases when they shift their mindset, or why athletes can break records by visualizing success. The mind's power to manifest physical change operates through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, which influence your body's biochemistry, your posture, and even your immune system. In many cases, the mind and body are in constant communication, and through the power of belief and focused intent, your body can be programmed to respond in profound ways. Take, for example, the placebo effect, a phenomenon where people experience real, physical improvements in health after receiving a treatment they believe is effective, even if it's just a sugar pill. This demonstrates the mind's ability to alter the body's state through belief alone. The mind doesn't just passively observe, it is actively involved in manifesting change. You have the power to influence not only your emotions, but your physical health, your energy levels, and even your appearance, all by consciously directing your thoughts and intentions. You are not a passive observer in your life. You are an active creator, capable of bringing about physical transformations through the power of your mind. You can break free from any limitation through consciousness. Every limitation you experience, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, is not a permanent fixture in your life. It is, in fact, a product of your consciousness. The beliefs, thoughts, and perceptions that you hold about what is possible for you are the very things that create and sustain those limitations. You are not bound by the restrictions of your circumstances, past or current abilities. You are free to break through any barrier simply by shifting your awareness. At the heart of every limitation is a belief that something is impossible, that you are not capable, or that the world operates in a way that restricts your potential. But these beliefs are not truths. They are simply thoughts that have been repeated so often they feel like reality. When you expand your consciousness and become aware of how your thoughts and beliefs have shaped your limitations, you can begin to dismantle them. Through the power of conscious awareness, you can choose to redefine what is possible for you. When you consciously choose to challenge these beliefs, to see them for what they truly are, temporary, changeable, and ultimately powerless, you begin to open new pathways in your life. Your mind becomes a powerful tool for transformation, and your reality shifts accordingly. Limitations no longer hold you back. Instead, you move through life with the understanding that the only true barrier is the one you place in your mind. Through consciousness, you can free yourself from anything that once seemed impossible. The laws of physics are not the ultimate truth. They are simply a framework. The laws of physics, as we understand them, are not unchangeable truths, but rather a set of principles that help us navigate and make sense of the physical world. They serve as a framework, an incredibly effective one, for explaining the behaviors of matter, energy, and forces within our observable universe. But these laws, like any human-made system, are limited by our perceptions and current understanding. They are not the final word on the nature of reality, but a tool we use to interpret the world around us. What we consider scientific laws are rooted in the observable universe, bound by time and space. However, beyond these limitations, there lies a vast unknown, dimensions, energies, and realms that may not fit into the neat equations we've constructed. We see evidence of this in quantum physics, where particles behave in ways that challenge our traditional understanding of time, space, and causality. The deeper we probe into the mysteries of the universe, the more we realize that the physical laws we hold so dear are just one layer of a much greater, more complex reality. As our consciousness expands and technology advances, we will inevitably uncover truths that transcend current scientific models. The laws of physics may describe one aspect of reality, but they are not the ultimate explanation. The universe is far more intricate and mysterious than we can fathom, and the laws that govern it are simply a snapshot of the ongoing process of discovery, evolution, and deeper understanding. You are a powerful creator, not a passive observer. So often, we find ourselves slipping into the role of a passive observer, believing that life happens to us, waiting for things to unfold rather than actively shaping them ourselves. We get caught in the illusion that we are at the mercy of circumstances, that fate is something we must accept. But the truth is far more empowering. You are not merely a bystander in your own life. You are a powerful creator, capable of sculpting your reality with the energy, thoughts, and actions you put forth. This realization flips the script. The life you live is the direct result of the choices you make, the thoughts you think, and the energy you send into the world. Every moment, you are co-creating your experience, whether it's the career you build, the relationships you form, or the mindset you adopt. You are an active participant in the creation of it all. Your actions and intentions ripple outward, shaping the reality you encounter. You were never meant to passively wait for things to happen. The universe doesn't just hand you experiences, it responds to your energy, to the way you move through the world. When you embrace your true power as a creator, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your destiny. Every thought you think and every decision you make is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. The more you take responsibility for your creations, the more you align with your potential. You are the master of your fate, and the universe is yours to mold. All things are temporary, including suffering. One of the most profound realizations you can have is the understanding that nothing in life is permanent, not even suffering. In times of pain, loss, or hardship, it often feels like the world has stopped, and the weight of your emotions is endless. But suffering, like everything else, is transient. It ebbs and flows, shifting with the passage of time. The pain you feel today will not remain unchanged forever. Just as the sun rises and sets, the difficult moments in your life will eventually give way to relief, healing, and new experiences. Suffering, though deeply painful in the moment, is not a permanent state. It is part of the natural flow of life, like the ebbing of tides or the changing of seasons. It comes and goes, teaching us lessons along the way. The discomfort, the grief, the frustration you feel in times of suffering are temporary, and they will transform as you do. You are not defined by your suffering. You are defined by how you respond to it. When you embrace the impermanence of suffering, you begin to release its grip on you. Instead of resisting it or trying to push it away, you can allow it to move through you, knowing that it will not last. This shift in perspective allows you to approach difficult moments with grace, knowing they are just a temporary chapter in the much larger story of your life. Everything, good or bad, is fleeting, and understanding this truth gives you the strength to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and resilience. Every choice you make shifts the trajectory of your life. Every moment of your life is defined by the choices you make. We often think of our journey as a series of inevitable events, but in reality, it is the culmination of countless decisions, both big and small. Every choice, whether it's as significant as a career move or as simple as how you respond to a situation, creates a ripple effect that shapes your future. Each decision sets a new course, shifting the trajectory of your life in ways that may not be immediately clear, but are always powerful. The beauty of choice is that it empowers you. You are not a passive participant in your life. You are its architect. Even when faced with seemingly uncontrollable circumstances, how you choose to react, what you choose to focus on, and the actions you choose to take are within your power. Every choice is an opportunity to align with your values, to move closer to your dreams, and to create the life you desire. The smallest decision can change everything. One choice to speak your truth, to take a risk, to forgive, or to change your perspective can open doors you never thought possible. The future is not set in stone. It is being created in every moment by the decisions you make today. The trajectory of your life is not determined by fate. It is shaped by you, and with each conscious choice, you carve out your path. There is no fixed reality. It's a malleable construct. Reality, as we experience it, is not an unchangeable, objective truth. It is a malleable construct, an ongoing, ever-shifting creation that is influenced by our perceptions, beliefs, and even emotions. What you see, hear, and feel is not necessarily a reflection of an absolute fixed world, but a personal experience shaped by your mind. Our senses interpret the world, but these interpretations are filtered through the lens of our own thoughts, conditioning, and expectations. This means that each person's reality is, in fact, unique. What is true for one may not be true for another. The idea of a fixed, objective reality is an illusion. Consider how different people can witness the same event and walk away with entirely different versions of what happened. Our beliefs and past experiences shape how we interpret the world around us. The way you perceive the world can change with a shift in perspective, and as your beliefs evolve, so does the reality you live in. The more aware you become of this, the more control you have over the way your world unfolds. This malleability is the key to personal transformation. If you believe life is hard or limiting, your reality will reflect that. But if you shift your perspective, challenge old beliefs, and open yourself to new possibilities, your reality will change. You are not stuck in a rigid world. What you experience is a dynamic interplay of consciousness and perception, and the power to reshape it is always in your hands. You are not confined to your past. So many of us carry the weight of our past, as if it defines who we are and limits what we can become. We let past mistakes, regrets, and painful experiences create invisible chains that bind us to outdated versions of ourselves. But here's the truth. Your past does not define you. You are not confined to the person you once were, nor to the circumstances that once shaped your life. Every day, you have the power to reinvent yourself, to break free from the story you've told yourself about who you are. The past is nothing more than a series of moments that have already come and gone. It exists only in your mind, in the memories you carry. It may have shaped you, but it does not have to control your future. Every moment you breathe is a chance to release those old narratives and step into a new version of yourself. The past may have been painful, but it does not have to be your blueprint for the future. When you stop identifying with the mistakes and wounds of your past, you open yourself up to limitless possibilities. You begin to realize that you are not a product of your history, but a creator of your future. You have the power to rewrite your story, to evolve into someone completely different. Your past does not dictate what you are capable of today or tomorrow. It's simply a chapter in your journey, not the conclusion, and you are free to turn the page whenever you choose. Everything in life is energy, and you can tune it to your frequency. At the deepest level, everything in existence is energy, vibrations and frequencies that are constantly in motion. This includes the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the world around you. You are not a separate, isolated being. You are a part of this vast energetic field, constantly interacting with the frequencies of others and the environment. Understanding that everything is energy allows you to realize that you have the power to influence and align with the energies around you. Your own energy, your vibration, is constantly broadcasting, influencing how you experience the world. When you are in a state of joy, love, and gratitude, your frequency is high, and you attract similar high vibration experiences and people. On the other hand, when you are consumed by fear, negativity, or anger, you lower your vibration and you begin to attract the same lower frequency energy into your life. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a physical reality. Your energy resonates with what you focus on, and what you focus on expands. The key to creating the life you desire is to tune your energy to the frequency of the experiences you want to attract. If you want love, raise your vibration with feelings of kindness, compassion, and openness. If you desire success, align your energy with confidence, belief in your abilities, and an attitude of abundance. By consciously tuning your frequency, you can shift your reality, drawing towards you the opportunities, people, and experiences that match your energetic state. You are not a passive observer. You are a dynamic force in the world, and your energy shapes the world around you. There are infinite versions of you, each living a different experience. Imagine for a moment that the person you are right now is just one version of yourself, one expression of who you could be in an infinite sea of possibilities. Every decision you make, every path you choose, creates a branching reality where an alternate version of you takes a different path, lives a different life, and experiences different outcomes. These versions of you are not just fantasy or theory. They exist in parallel dimensions, each unfolding as a reflection of a choice you could have made. What if you could tap into the knowledge, wisdom, and experience of these different versions of yourself? Each version of you, existing simultaneously in different realities, carries a different perspective and different lessons learned. Every time you make a decision, you shift from one potential timeline to another, each leading you down a unique road. These versions of you could be living out lives filled with success, failure, love, heartbreak, and everything in between, all based on different choices and circumstances. This realization changes everything about how you view yourself. You are not confined to one version of reality. The fear that you are stuck in your current situation fades when you understand that the power to create new experiences exists within you, and that countless possibilities await at every juncture. Every choice is an invitation to explore a different version of yourself, to step into a new life filled with untapped potential. You are not limited by one version of your story. You are the sum of infinite possibilities, each version of you waiting to be explored. The material world is an illusion. Consciousness is the true reality. What you see, touch, and experience in the physical world is not the full truth of existence. The material world, with its tangible objects and physical laws, is an illusion, a fleeting expression of a deeper, more profound reality. Beneath the surface of what we perceive through our senses lies consciousness, the true essence of what it means to be. Consciousness is not bound by time, space, or physical matter. It is the ever-present awareness that underlies all things, the foundation of everything we experience. We are often conditioned to believe that the physical world is the only reality because it is what we can see and measure. But just because something is visible doesn't mean it is the ultimate truth. The material world is a temporary manifestation, a projection of the mind. What you perceive as solid objects or even your own body is not the true, unchanging nature of existence. These forms are simply temporary states of energy, which are constantly shifting and changing. Consciousness, however, is not bound by these limitations. It is the source from which everything emerges and to which everything returns. It is timeless, limitless, and eternal. When you begin to shift your focus from the material world to the awareness that perceives it, you start to experience a deeper connection to reality. You realize that you are not your body, your possessions, or your thoughts. You are the consciousness that observes and experiences it all. This shift is the key to understanding your true nature and unlocking the infinite potential of your being. There is no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. What if everything that happens to you, every person you meet, every situation you encounter, and every event that unfolds has a purpose? What if nothing in your life is random, and every so-called coincidence is a piece of a greater, intricately woven design? The truth is, there are no coincidences. Every encounter, every twist of fate is part of a larger plan that you may not fully understand yet, but is always unfolding perfectly for your growth and evolution. When you begin to see life in this way, everything shifts. What once seemed like random events, those moments of serendipity, chance meetings, or unexpected changes, are actually the universe guiding you, leading you to exactly where you need to be. Each event, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has meaning. It may be a lesson you need to learn, a person you need to meet, or a challenge you need to overcome in order to evolve into the next version of yourself. The beauty of this perspective is that it removes the burden of regret and the fear of the unknown. There's no need to wonder, why did this happen? Or what if things had gone differently? Every moment is perfectly orchestrated for your highest good. Embracing this understanding allows you to flow with life, trusting that you are always on the right path, even when it feels uncertain. There are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason, and you are always exactly where you need to be. You can create your own destiny by shifting your beliefs. The power to shape your future lies within your beliefs. Your beliefs act as the lens through which you perceive the world, and they are the driving force behind every action you take, every choice you make, and every experience you have. The idea that your destiny is predetermined or that you are bound by external circumstances is an illusion. In truth, you hold the key to your future, and that key is your ability to change your beliefs. When you shift your beliefs, you shift the entire trajectory of your life. If you believe that success is attainable, that love is possible, or that your dreams can come true, you align yourself with those possibilities. Conversely, if you believe that you are destined to fail, that happiness is out of reach, or that you are not worthy, your life will reflect those limiting beliefs. These thought patterns create the foundation upon which your reality is built, and by changing them, you unlock new pathways and open doors that were once closed. Beliefs are not fixed truths, they are malleable, shaped by experience, conditioning, and perception. The moment you recognize that your beliefs are not set in stone, you gain the power to choose new ones. Beliefs that empower you, that align with the person you want to become, and that support the future you want to create. Your destiny is not determined by fate, but by the beliefs you carry and the actions you take based on those beliefs. Change what you believe, and you change everything. Embrace uncertainty as the ultimate truth. We are often conditioned to seek certainty in life, craving the comfort of knowing what's coming next. We want guarantees, solid plans, and predictable outcomes because uncertainty feels unsettling. But the truth is, uncertainty is not something to fear or avoid. It is the very essence of life itself. The world is in constant flux, and the one thing you can count on is that nothing is ever certain. The moment you accept uncertainty as the only constant truth, you unlock the freedom to experience life as it is, rather than how you think it should be. Uncertainty opens up the space for possibility. When you embrace the unknown, you stop trying to control every outcome and start flowing with the natural rhythm of life. You stop clinging to rigid plans and start responding to life with flexibility, creativity, and openness. Each moment of uncertainty is an invitation to explore new opportunities, to take risks, and to grow in ways you never imagined. It's the uncertainty that allows for true transformation and expansion. Without it, there would be no room for growth, no adventure, no change. The more you resist uncertainty, the more you limit yourself. But when you accept it, you free yourself from the chains of fear and anxiety. You realize that the unknown is not a threat, but a gift, a chance to shape your path in ways that are more authentic, spontaneous, and fulfilling. Embrace uncertainty, and you embrace the endless potential of life itself. It is not something to conquer, but something to dance with, knowing that the journey is as much about discovery as it is about destination. Consciousness is not bound by time or space. Imagine a vast, infinite field where time and space have no boundaries, where past, present, and future are not separate, and where distance is merely an illusion. This is the true nature of consciousness. Our minds may experience the world within the limits of time and space, but consciousness itself transcends these dimensions. It is a boundless, formless energy that exists beyond the constraints of physical reality. You are not confined to the here and now. Your consciousness is limitless, untethered, and ever expanding. At any moment, you can tap into a deeper level of awareness, a place where time doesn't flow in a straight line, and where distance doesn't separate you from others or from experiences. Through meditation, intuition, and deep states of presence, you can access this timeless, spaceless consciousness. You can feel connected to the past, present, and future, recognizing that all exists simultaneously within the vastness of your mind. The notion that you are confined to a specific point in time or space is simply a mental construct. In truth, you can experience and influence multiple realities at once. This realization opens up endless possibilities. You can heal past wounds, align with future potential, and tap into universal wisdom at any time. You are not a prisoner of your body, your location, or your timeline. Your consciousness is a vast, infinite field where all of reality exists simultaneously, and you have the power to navigate it at will. The boundaries of time and space are illusions. Your true essence is boundless. Your thoughts have the power to influence others. The power of your thoughts extends far beyond just your own experience. They have the potential to ripple outward and influence those around you. Everything is energy, and your thoughts emit a frequency that others can feel, even if they don't consciously recognize it. This is not just a mystical concept. It is a profound truth grounded in the way human beings connect with each other. From body language to the unspoken energy we exchange, your thoughts send out vibrations that can deeply affect others, shaping their responses, perceptions, and actions. Think about a time when you walked into a room and immediately felt the energy shift because someone was in a positive or negative mood. That was their energy, largely driven by their thoughts, affecting you without them saying a word. Now, consider the power you have to influence others in the same way. When you consciously direct your thoughts toward compassion, understanding, and positivity, you raise the energy in any interaction. People are naturally drawn to those who emit warmth, confidence, and openness, and your thoughts, rooted in those qualities, will inspire similar feelings in them. Your thoughts don't just affect the immediate interactions either. They plant seeds in others' minds. A thought of kindness or encouragement can motivate someone to take action, while a thought of doubt or criticism can unconsciously discourage them. The impact of your thoughts ripples through every connection you make, shaping relationships, influencing decisions, and ultimately creating a web of energy that binds us all. The realization that your thoughts have this kind of power is both liberating and responsibility-laden, as it gives you the ability to shape not just your own reality, but the realities of those around you. We are all the creators of our own stories. The narrative of your life is not something that just happens to you. It is something you actively create, moment by moment, through the choices you make, the beliefs you hold, and the actions you take. You are not a passive participant in the events that unfold. You are the author, the storyteller of your own existence. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you are capable of, and what your future holds are the threads that weave the reality you live in. Every decision you make adds a new chapter, and every experience, whether joyful or painful, shapes the plot. The people you meet, the obstacles you face, the triumphs you celebrate, they are all part of your story, but the power to define them lies in your perception. How you choose to interpret your experiences determines the direction your story will take. You can be the hero or the victim, the adventurer or the observer. It's entirely up to you. What is most liberating is that this story is never set in stone. You have the power to rewrite any part of it at any time. If you don't like where your story is headed, you can change the narrative. You can shift the way you see yourself, the way you respond to challenges, and the way you interact with the world. You are the creator, the one with the pen in hand, and the life you live is the masterpiece you choose to craft. The concept of competition is based on scarcity. Abundance is the true reality. For most of human history, we've been conditioned to believe that life is a competition, a race for limited resources, opportunities, and success. The idea of competition is rooted in the belief that there is not enough to go around. In this mindset, we are taught to fight for our place, to outdo others, and to claim what we can before someone else does. But this belief is based on the illusion of scarcity, a false reality that keeps us trapped in fear and comparison. In truth, the universe operates on principles of abundance, not scarcity. There is more than enough for everyone. The world is teeming with opportunities, resources, and potential that we often fail to see because we are too focused on the idea that there is not enough. When you shift your perspective and embrace the reality of abundance, everything changes. Instead of seeing others as competitors, you begin to see them as collaborators. Success is no longer a limited pie. It is an ever-expanding universe where there is room for everyone to thrive. Abundance is a mindset, a way of perceiving the world that opens you to endless possibilities. When you trust in the abundance of life, you no longer feel the need to compete because you realize that there is always enough. Opportunities come not from fighting others, but from embracing your unique gifts and aligning with the flow of life. The true reality is one of abundance, an infinite well of possibilities, and when you step into that truth, you unlock a life of freedom, prosperity, and harmony. Everything you need already exists within you. We often spend our lives searching for answers, seeking validation, or looking outside of ourselves for solutions to our problems. We chase after material success, approval from others, or external achievements, believing that these things will bring us happiness, fulfillment, or a sense of completeness. But the truth is, everything you need, every ounce of strength, wisdom, and potential already resides within you. You are not incomplete, and you are not missing anything. The power to create, to heal, and to transform is already embedded in your very being. Your mind, body, and soul are interconnected reservoirs of untapped potential. The answers you seek are not outside of you. They are simply waiting for you to recognize them. Your intuition is a direct line to the knowledge you need. Your inner strength is the foundation for overcoming any challenge, and your creativity holds the key to manifesting the life you desire. You already possess the resources to create change, to move forward, and to live a life full of purpose and joy. When you realize this, the search for external validation fades. You no longer feel the need to depend on others for the approval or strength to move forward because you understand that your power is infinite. You are the creator of your reality, and the tools for building the life you want are already within your grasp. The universe is within you, and by recognizing your own inherent power, you unlock the boundless potential to shape your world in any way you choose. There is no true failure, only lessons. Failure is one of the most feared concepts in life, often seen as something final, something that defines us. But in reality, failure is not an end. It's a necessary part of growth. There is no such thing as a true failure, only lessons to be learned. Every so-called failure carries within it an opportunity for understanding, improvement, and transformation. When you view failure as a lesson rather than a defeat, it shifts from something to avoid to something to embrace. The truth is that every time you fail, you are gathering valuable data. You're learning what doesn't work, and this knowledge is just as important as knowing what does. Without this feedback, you would never be able to grow or evolve. Think of every person who has ever succeeded, whether in business, relationships, or personal development. Behind their achievements is a trail of failures, each one a stepping stone on the path to mastery. The difference is their ability to reframe these setbacks as lessons rather than taking them personally. When you remove the fear of failure and replace it with curiosity, you allow yourself to move forward without hesitation. You become less concerned with the outcome and more focused on the growth and wisdom you gain along the way. In this light, failure is not something to avoid, but something to celebrate. It is the universe's way of guiding you to the next level of your journey, teaching you what you need to know to become the person you are meant to be. The universe responds to your vibrations. The universe is not just a collection of physical objects and empty space. It is a vast, energetic field, constantly vibrating at different frequencies, and you, as a living being, are a part of this energetic tapestry. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions emit vibrations that send ripples through this field, shaping the reality you experience. In essence, you are not just interacting with the world. You are actively influencing it with every frequency you put out into the universe. Every emotion you feel, every thought you think, carries its own unique energy. Positive thoughts and emotions like love, gratitude, and joy emit high vibrations that align you with abundance, opportunities, and positive experiences. On the other hand, negative emotions such as fear, anger, and resentment lower your vibration, drawing situations that reflect these states back into your life. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, mirrors your vibration, giving you more of what you are emitting. This principle of vibrational resonance is why like attracts like. The more you focus on what you desire, whether it's success, love, or peace, the more the universe aligns with those desires, bringing them closer to you. It's a law of attraction that is not just about thoughts, but the emotional energy behind those thoughts. When you raise your vibration, you open yourself up to a flow of positive energy, people, and experiences that resonate with your higher state of being. By consciously shifting your vibration, you can literally transform your reality and bring the universe into alignment with your deepest desires. Nothing is solid. Everything is made of vibrating energy. At first glance, the world around us appears solid, fixed, and unchanging. The chair you're sitting in, the air you breathe, the floor beneath your feet, everything seems solid and tangible. But at the deepest level of reality, nothing is truly solid. Everything, including you, is made up of energy, vibrating particles moving at incredible speeds. What we perceive as matter is simply energy vibrating at different frequencies, giving us the illusion of solidity. This understanding of reality shatters the conventional notion that the physical world is fixed and unchanging. What we see and feel as solid objects are, in essence, just energy fields vibrating at different rates. When you look closer at anything, your own body, a rock, or even the air itself, you realize that all these things are made of atoms, and within those atoms, electrons, protons, and neutrons are constantly in motion. Even in what appears to be the most stable, solid object, there is nothing but a dance of energy. This knowledge changes everything about how you experience the world. If everything is energy, then nothing is truly fixed or impossible to change. The universe is fluid, ever-shifting, and malleable. You are not stuck in a rigid reality. You have the power to adjust your frequency and align yourself with the energies that resonate with your desires. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all energy that interacts with the world around you. Understanding this helps you realize that you have the power to change your life at a fundamental level by shifting your own energy and frequency. The mind can experience multiple realities simultaneously. What if I told you that your mind is capable of experiencing not just one reality, but multiple, all at the same time? We often think of our lives as a single, linear journey, confined to the reality we experience in the present moment. However, the mind is not limited by the constraints of time, space, or linear progression. It has the extraordinary ability to access and exist in multiple realities, all coexisting and unfolding simultaneously. The question isn't whether this is possible. It's a matter of awareness and perspective. Imagine your consciousness as a vast, interconnected network, constantly processing different aspects of existence. At any given moment, you are living not only the life you are consciously aware of, but also other versions of yourself, alternative paths, parallel lives, or even future and past selves. These realities exist side by side, each offering its own unique experiences, choices, and outcomes. You are not confined to just one possibility, but are instead existing in multiple forms where different decisions and scenarios play out. The mind's ability to tap into these parallel realities means that you can access different experiences, emotions, and outcomes from different versions of yourself. Through deep meditation, visualization, or heightened awareness, you can shift between these realities, experiencing the infinite potential of who you could be. The boundaries of reality are not fixed, they are fluid, and the mind is the key to navigating them. You are not confined to one reality. You are a multidimensional being capable of exploring many. You are not bound by your current circumstances. It's easy to feel trapped by your current circumstances, as if the challenges you face, the limitations you experience, or the environment around you define who you are and what you are capable of. But this belief is one of the greatest illusions you can buy into. The truth is, your circumstances do not define your potential. You are not bound by the present moment. You are not locked into the conditions that surround you right now. The power to change, to grow, and to create a new reality is always within your reach. Circumstances are temporary. They are the results of past choices, past actions, or external factors, but they are not set in stone. Just because things are the way they are today does not mean they have to be this way tomorrow, next week, or next year. Every moment offers an opportunity to pivot, to shift, and to make a new choice. You have the ability to change your mindset, to alter your perspective, and to take steps, however small, that will lead you toward a new reality. It's your thoughts, actions, and beliefs that create your circumstances, not the other way around. By recognizing that your circumstances do not have power over you, you reclaim your ability to create the life you desire. You are not a passive observer of your situation. You are the creator of your own destiny. Your potential is limitless, and the only true limitations are the ones you place upon yourself. Every moment is a fresh start. The past does not define you, and the future is not set in stone. Every single moment that passes is an opportunity to begin anew, to shed the weight of yesterday's mistakes, regrets, and expectations. We often get caught up in the stories of who we've been or what we've failed to do, But the truth is, the moment we're living in right now is a blank slate, an invitation to create something different. In each new moment, the power to transform your life is right in front of you. You are not bound by your previous decisions, and you are not locked into a predetermined path. Just because you've made choices before doesn't mean you are destined to repeat them. Every breath, every thought, every action is a chance to shift in the direction you desire. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen or how far you've strayed from your goals. The next moment is always a fresh start, waiting for you to step into it. This realization is liberating. It frees you from the weight of guilt and the anxiety of what's to come. When you embrace the fact that every moment is a new beginning, you give yourself permission to let go of the past and move forward with purpose. The universe offers you endless opportunities to start over, to evolve, to create, and it begins right now with the choice you make in this very moment. You are the creator of your reality, and in each new moment, you hold the power to change your life. You are not limited to your senses. There is more beyond what you can perceive. We often rely on our five senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, to define our experience of reality. These senses act as windows through which we perceive the world. But what if they are not the only windows available to us? The truth is, there is a vast, unseen world beyond what our physical senses can detect. The limitations of sight, hearing, and touch confine us to a fraction of the total experience of existence. Beyond what you can perceive with your senses, there are realms of energy, consciousness, and information that remain hidden from the ordinary experience of the world. Think about how much of the world is invisible to us. We cannot see ultraviolet light, hear certain frequencies, or sense electromagnetic fields without the aid of technology. Yet, these things exist, influencing our lives in ways we are not fully aware of. What's even more profound is that our senses are only tuned to a tiny spectrum of the energy and vibrations that surround us. We are connected to a much larger, more complex web of reality that extends far beyond the reach of our senses. When you begin to accept that there is more than meets the eye, you open yourself to experiences that transcend the physical. Intuition, for example, is a deeper sense that goes beyond the logical mind, helping you tap into information and wisdom that your physical senses cannot access. There is an entire universe beyond your senses, a realm of consciousness and energy that you can tap into when you choose to look beyond the limitations of what you can see, hear, and touch. Your true potential lies in expanding beyond the five senses and exploring the infinite depths of perception that exist beyond them. The only true constant in life is change. Life is in a constant state of flux, and the only true certainty is change. The world around you, your relationships, your career, your body, and even your own thoughts are always evolving. While we often crave stability and resist change, it is precisely this perpetual transformation that defines our existence. Nothing stays the same, not even for a moment. This realization, although unsettling at first, is one of the most liberating truths you can embrace. Change is often met with fear and resistance because it pulls us out of our comfort zones and challenges the familiar. But in reality, change is not something to fear. It's the force that pushes us forward toward growth and progress. The very nature of life is to transform, and resisting that natural flow only leads to frustration and stagnation. Every shift, no matter how small, is an invitation to grow, adapt, and become something new. The beauty of change is that it brings new opportunities, new lessons, and new experiences. Each phase of life, every challenge, and every joy is temporary, a part of the ongoing process of becoming. When you accept that change is the only constant, you open yourself to a world of endless possibilities. You stop holding on to the past, stop fearing the future, and begin to move with life's natural rhythm, embracing its fluidity and allowing yourself to evolve with it. In this ever-changing dance, you discover your true power, the ability to adapt, to transform, and to flourish no matter what comes your way. There are no accidents. Everything is a part of the plan. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that life is a chaotic series of random events, that things happen by chance, or that misfortunes are mere accidents. But what if nothing in your life, not even the smallest detail, happens by accident? What if everything, every challenge, every success, every person you meet is intricately woven into the grand plan of your existence? The truth is, there are no accidents. Every moment, every twist of fate is precisely placed to guide you to where you need to be, to help you become who you are meant to be. The idea that life is random is an illusion. There is an underlying order, a deeper purpose, even in the most difficult or confusing times. Every experience, no matter how it appears at first, is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. Those moments that seem like setbacks are actually stepping stones, lessons that will guide you towards something greater. The people who come into your life, even if they seem to arrive unexpectedly, are all part of the design, bringing lessons, connections, or challenges that will push you forward. When you start to understand this, a profound shift occurs. You stop feeling like a victim of circumstance, and instead, you begin to trust in the unfolding process of life. There is no randomness, no coincidence. Everything is happening as it should, and you are exactly where you need to be. The path might not always be clear, but every step, every encounter is leading you to the life you are meant to create. Perception shapes reality more than we realize. The way you perceive the world is not a passive observation. It is an active process that directly shapes your reality. What you see, hear, and experience is filtered through the lens of your beliefs, emotions, and past experiences. This means that reality is not as objective or fixed as we tend to think. It is fluid, shaped by how we choose to interpret it. Two people can witness the same event and walk away with completely different experiences simply because their perceptions are unique. Perception is the lens through which we make sense of the world, and it is more powerful than we give it credit for. How you view yourself, your circumstances, and the people around you profoundly influences how those things unfold in your life. If you see the world through a lens of fear, scarcity, or limitation, those are the experiences you will attract. But if you shift your perception to one of abundance, possibility, and growth, your reality begins to mirror that shift. This is why mindset is so crucial. Your thoughts and beliefs create the filter through which you experience everything. The way you view challenges, opportunities, and relationships dictates how you interact with them, and in turn, how they manifest in your life. The moment you change your perception, you change your reality. It's not about changing the world around you, it's about changing the way you see it, and in doing so, transforming the world you experience. Your intuition is a direct channel to the universe. Intuition is often dismissed as a fleeting, irrational feeling, something that's difficult to explain or understand. But in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools you possess, an unspoken connection to a vast, universal intelligence. Your intuition is not some random hunch or coincidence. It is a direct channel through which you receive guidance, insight, and wisdom from a source far beyond your conscious mind. It is your inner compass, attuned to the subtle energies and patterns that guide the flow of life. At its core, intuition taps into the deeper currents of existence. It draws from the collective knowledge of the universe, the sum of all experience, energy, and information. It goes beyond logic, beyond reason, and speaks directly to the soul. When you feel an intuitive pull toward a particular choice, a person, or a situation, it is the universe guiding you, nudging you toward your highest good, even when you don't fully understand why. Intuition doesn't always make sense to the logical mind, but that's the beauty of it. It bypasses the barriers of fear, doubt, and limitation that often cloud your conscious thoughts. When you trust your intuition, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, moving in harmony with the unseen forces that shape your reality. It's not about controlling or forcing outcomes, but about listening to that quiet voice within that knows what's best for you. Your intuition is always communicating with you, offering guidance, and helping you navigate the twists and turns of life. Learning to trust it is one of the most powerful ways to connect with the universe and the infinite wisdom it offers. Reality is constantly shifting in response to your awareness. Reality is not a fixed, rigid entity. It is a dynamic, ever-changing experience shaped by your awareness. What you perceive, what you focus on, and what you choose to believe about the world around you directly impacts the reality you experience. This is not just philosophy. It's a fundamental truth of existence. The way you perceive and interact with the world determines how it responds to you. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions act as a magnet, pulling into your life what you give your energy to. When you shift your awareness, your reality shifts with it. If you focus on scarcity, you will see lack everywhere. If you focus on abundance, you will find opportunities and growth in places you never expected. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about understanding that your consciousness is the lens through which the universe reflects itself. Your awareness is the force that carves out your experience, shaping what you see, how you feel, and what unfolds in your life. The beauty of this realization is that it puts you in the driver's seat. You are not at the mercy of external circumstances or a predetermined fate. You are the creator of your reality. By expanding your awareness, you open yourself up to new possibilities, new dimensions of experience, and new outcomes. The more consciously you direct your focus, the more you realize that reality is fluid, constantly shifting and responding to the energy you put out. Your awareness is the key that unlocks the universe, and with it, you have the power to shape your world. The physical world is a projection of your consciousness. What if the world around you, the very reality you experience with your senses, is not an objective, fixed existence, but instead a projection of your own consciousness? Imagine that everything you see, touch, and interact with is not independent of you, but a reflection of your inner world. The people you encounter, the challenges you face, and even the way you perceive your surroundings are all intricately shaped by the thoughts, beliefs, and energy you carry within. This idea challenges the conventional belief that the physical world is separate from us, existing in a tangible, measurable way. In reality, your consciousness plays an active role in creating the world you experience. Your beliefs, expectations, and perceptions form the lens through which you see everything, coloring it in ways that either align with or contradict your internal state. If you view the world through a lens of scarcity and fear, you will encounter more of those same energies in your experiences. If you see abundance, love, and opportunity, your reality will begin to mirror that energy. This is not just philosophical. Science is beginning to understand the connection between consciousness and reality. Quantum physics suggests that our observation of the world affects the very particles we observe. The physical world is not an external, fixed thing that exists independently. It is a dynamic, ever-changing projection of the inner landscape of your mind. When you change your thoughts, you change the projection. Your consciousness is the artist, and the physical world is the canvas, always shifting, always responding to the energy you project. Everything is a reflection of your beliefs. What you believe about yourself and the world around you is not just an internal thought process. It shapes the very reality you experience. Your beliefs act as a filter through which you interpret everything, and in turn, they draw circumstances, people, and opportunities into your life that match those beliefs. If you believe you are worthy of love and success, you will attract experiences that reflect that belief. If you hold deep-seated fears of failure or rejection, those fears will manifest in ways that validate those beliefs. This reflection is not something that happens out there in the world, but rather in your internal world, where the beliefs you carry create the lens through which you see everything. It is not just about consciously choosing to think positively. It's about understanding that your core beliefs about your worth, your potential, and the world at large are actively influencing the life you're creating. The universe responds to the energy of your beliefs, bringing into your reality situations that mirror what you hold true. The power of this understanding lies in the fact that if you want to change your reality, you must first change your beliefs. When you shift the way you perceive yourself and the world, you begin to see things differently, and in turn, you attract a new set of experiences. Your beliefs are not just abstract ideas. They are the blueprint for everything that manifests in your life. Shift your beliefs, and you shift your entire world. The more you let go of attachment, the more you receive. Attachment is a force that binds us, holding us tightly to people, outcomes, possessions, and even ideas. We often believe that by clinging to these things, we secure our happiness, safety, or success. But the truth is, attachment creates resistance. It keeps us trapped in the belief that we need something external to complete us or validate our worth. In reality, the more we hold on to these attachments, the more we block the flow of abundance, love, and opportunity. When you release attachment, you create space for the universe to work its magic. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring or become indifferent. It means you stop forcing outcomes and trying to control every aspect of your life. You surrender the need to possess or control, allowing things to come to you naturally without the pressure of attachment. The paradox is that when you stop desperately seeking, you open the door to receiving in ways you never imagined. By letting go of attachment, you allow yourself to trust the process, knowing that life will unfold in its own time and in its own way. It's in the release that you find freedom, and through that freedom, you invite abundance. When you stop holding tightly to expectations or outcomes, you allow yourself to receive what is meant for you, whether it's love, success, or unexpected blessings. The more you let go, the more life flows towards you, bringing all that you need. There are no limits to human potential. Human potential is limitless. This isn't just an idealistic statement. It is the fundamental truth of what we are capable of as human beings. The boundaries you perceive, the ones that seem to limit your growth, are often self-imposed, shaped by societal expectations, past experiences, or limiting beliefs. In reality, there is no true ceiling to what you can achieve, to the heights you can reach, or to the transformations you can undergo. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself through fear, doubt, or conditioned thinking. Throughout history, countless individuals have shattered what were once thought to be impossible barriers, whether in science, art, medicine, or personal achievements. Every breakthrough, every moment of human progress was made by someone who refused to believe in limitations. These pioneers understood something essential. The mind is the ultimate creator of reality. When you expand your thinking and break free from the constraints of what is into the realm of what could be, you tap into a well of infinite potential. Your potential is not defined by your circumstances, education, or background. It's defined by your willingness to dream bigger, to push beyond what seems achievable, and to continuously evolve. You are capable of far more than you have yet realized, and with every step you take toward realizing your limitless nature, you unlock more possibilities. There are no true limits to what you can accomplish, only the limits you accept. The moment you break free from those constraints, the world becomes your playground for unlimited growth and success. The universe is abundant, not limited. We often operate under the illusion that resources, opportunities, and success are limited, that there is only so much to go around, and if someone else succeeds, there's less for us. This mindset of scarcity can create feelings of competition, fear, and hesitation, trapping us in a cycle of lack. But what if this belief is entirely false? What if the universe itself is abundant, overflowing with limitless potential, opportunities, and resources ready to be tapped into by anyone who aligns with its flow? The truth is, the universe operates on principles of abundance. There is no shortage of love, wealth, success, or joy. These are not finite commodities, but endless energies that circulate freely through the universe. The limitations you perceive are often self-imposed, based on outdated beliefs or fears about what is possible. The universe, in its vastness, is not restricted by time, space, or resources. It is constantly expanding, and it offers infinite possibilities for those who choose to see them. When you align with the abundant nature of the universe, you begin to recognize that there is more than enough for everyone. Opportunities are limitless, and success is not a matter of competing for a slice of a fixed pie. It's about realizing that the entire universe is your playground, full of endless possibilities waiting for you to embrace. Abundance flows freely to those who believe in it and open themselves to receive it. You are not bound by scarcity. You are a participant in an expansive, limitless reality where everything you need is already available to you. There is no absolute truth. It's all perspective. The idea of a singular, unchanging truth is something we often cling to, as it gives us a sense of stability and certainty in a world that can feel chaotic. But in reality, truth is not fixed. It is fluid, subjective, and deeply influenced by perspective. What one person perceives as true, another may see as false, because truth is shaped by our individual experiences, beliefs, and filters. We all walk through life with a unique lens, shaped by culture, upbringing, values, and emotions, and this lens determines how we interpret the world. Consider two people who witness the same event. They may both describe it differently, even though they experience the same thing. This disparity highlights the fact that truth is not a universal constant. It is shaped by how we choose to interpret what we see and feel. What is true for one person may not be true for another, and neither perspective is inherently wrong. It's simply a reflection of the different ways we engage with the world. Understanding that truth is subjective opens up the possibility for greater compassion and understanding. When you recognize that others are living from their own set of perspectives, you become less likely to judge or cling to your own version of truth as the only valid one. Life becomes less about proving who is right and more about embracing the diverse experiences that make up the human condition. The real truth lies in accepting that there are infinite perspectives, all equally valid in their own way. What you believe to be true becomes your reality. The power of belief is not just philosophical, it's the very foundation upon which your reality is built. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, creates a filter through which you view the world. What you believe to be true about yourself, others, and the world around you will shape the experiences you attract and the opportunities that present themselves to you. Beliefs are not just abstract ideas. They are energetic frequencies that draw to you the people, situations, and circumstances that match them. When you hold a belief that something is impossible, it becomes impossible because your mind focuses on the evidence that supports this limitation, while ignoring anything that contradicts it. Similarly, if you believe in abundance, success, love, or your own potential, you begin to see and act in ways that align with those beliefs. Your beliefs set the stage for how you interpret the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you interact with others. They become the lens through which you perceive every situation, determining what you notice and what you overlook. This is why belief is so powerful. It shapes the choices you make, the actions you take, and the relationships you form. When you change your beliefs, you change your entire experience of life. Believing in your own worth, in possibility, and in the goodness of the world opens up an entirely new reality, one where opportunities flow more freely and challenges become stepping stones rather than obstacles. What you believe to be true is the reality you create, and once you recognize the power of your beliefs, you unlock the ability to transform your entire life. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them. Thoughts arise in your mind, but they do not define who you are. They are transient, fleeting, and often disconnected from your true essence. Yet, we tend to identify with them, believing that every thought that crosses our mind is a reflection of our true self. The truth is, your thoughts are just mental patterns, conditioned by your experiences, your environment, and your beliefs, but they are not you. When you begin to recognize that you are the observer of your thoughts, a profound shift occurs. Instead of being swept away by every emotion or judgment that arises, you start to detach from them. You no longer react automatically to every passing thought. Instead, you become aware of them, allowing them to come and go without attaching any significance to them. This space of awareness is where true freedom lies. It's the place where you can consciously choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let go of. By practicing this mindful observation, you create distance between yourself and your thoughts. You begin to understand that you have the power to shape your inner world and that not every thought needs to dictate your actions, emotions, or self-worth. You are not at the mercy of your mental chatter. You are the calm presence, observing the thoughts as they come and go. In this space, you reclaim your power to consciously direct your life, free from the endless cycle of overthinking and self-judgment. Every single person you meet reflects something about you. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to trigger you while others feel easy to connect with? It's not just coincidence. Every person you encounter, whether you feel a sense of harmony or discomfort with them, is a reflection of something within you. The individuals you attract into your life mirror aspects of your own thoughts, beliefs, and emotional states, often acting as a mirror for your own inner world. They reflect the parts of you that are conscious and unconscious, the traits you admire or those you wish to avoid. The people who challenge you the most often offer the most profound insights. They are reflections of the unresolved fears, insecurities, or patterns that you carry inside. Perhaps they hold up a mirror to the aspects of yourself that you have not fully accepted, or maybe they reflect qualities you wish to embody. On the flip side, those who make you feel safe and understood are often mirrors of the inner peace, love, or confidence that you are already cultivating within. This concept goes beyond simple interactions. It is a universal law of reflection. We project our inner state onto the world around us, and the people we meet respond accordingly. When you shift your mindset or heal a part of yourself, you'll notice that your relationships begin to change too. In this way, everyone you meet is an opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and deeper understanding. By paying attention to these reflections, you can unlock powerful insights into who you truly are and what you are ready to evolve. Consciousness transcends the body and the mind. We often identify ourselves with our bodies and minds, believing that who we are is confined to our physical form and the thoughts that pass through our heads. But in truth, consciousness, the essence of who we truly are, exists beyond the limits of the body and mind. It is the silent observer, the awareness that watches thoughts, emotions, and sensations arise and fade away. It is not bound by the physical world, nor is it defined by the mental patterns and beliefs that shape our thoughts. Consciousness is vast, infinite, and ever-present. It is the field in which all experiences occur, and it exists independent of the body's limitations. The body may age and the mind may change, but consciousness remains constant. It is the thread that connects us to the universe, to each other, and to our deepest sense of being. When we tap into this deeper awareness, we realize that we are not the fleeting thoughts in our minds or the sensations in our bodies. We are the consciousness that observes all of these experiences. This understanding frees us from the limitations of physical existence. We are not bound by the pain of the body or the chatter of the mind. We are the eternal awareness behind it all. By connecting with this higher consciousness, we can transcend the suffering and constraints of the material world, experiencing a deeper, more expansive sense of self that is limitless and unchanging. Life is not happening to you, it is happening for you. We often find ourselves caught in the belief that life is something that happens to us, an endless stream of events beyond our control, forces outside of us shaping our fate. We see challenges as obstacles, suffering as unfair punishment, and setbacks as indications that life is working against us. But this perspective keeps us trapped in victimhood, powerless to change our circumstances. The truth is, life is not happening to you. It is happening for you. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. Life is not a series of random events or a collection of unfortunate circumstances. It is a carefully crafted sequence of lessons designed to help you evolve into the person you are meant to become. The struggles you face, the heartbreaks, and even the failures are all part of a larger plan to guide you toward your highest potential. When you begin to see that everything is happening for your benefit, your perspective shifts. Challenges are no longer burdens to bear. They are invitations to learn and expand. Every difficulty you face is a stepping stone, each one taking you closer to the version of yourself you are meant to be. Instead of feeling victimized by life, you feel empowered by it, trusting that even in the toughest times, there is wisdom to be gained, lessons to be learned, and growth to be had. Life is not against you, it's working with you, helping you become more aligned with your true self. You have infinite potential to shape your reality. Within you lies an extraordinary power, the infinite potential to shape your reality. This isn't a distant, abstract concept. It is a living, breathing truth that exists in every moment. The life you experience is a direct reflection of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and through these, you can influence and transform every aspect of your world. No circumstance, no challenge, and no external force can limit the power you hold within to create the life you desire. Your potential is not finite, nor is it dictated by your past or present. It is vast, boundless, and waiting for you to tap into it. The moment you recognize that you are not confined by the limitations of the physical world, but that you have the ability to influence and shift your reality, everything changes. Every choice you make, every belief you adopt, and every thought you entertain is a step toward molding the world around you. Whether it's manifesting new opportunities, healing from past wounds, or creating lasting success, your potential to reshape your reality is only limited by the beliefs you hold about what's possible. When you awaken to this infinite potential, you realize that you are the creator of your own life story. You are not a passive observer, but an active participant in the unfolding of your existence. The possibilities are limitless, and with every shift in mindset, every new intention, you unlock doors to new realities. You have the power to change anything, to mold your future, and to craft the life you've always dreamed of. The only limit is the one you place upon yourself. There is no separation between you and the universe. For much of our lives, we have been taught to see ourselves as separate from the world around us, individuals living in isolation from the vastness of the universe. We often think of the universe as something out there, something external and distant, while we remain small and disconnected. But the truth is, there is no separation. You are not a separate entity within the universe. You are an integral part of it, woven into the very fabric of existence. The same energy that flows through the stars, the oceans, and the earth pulses within you. At the most fundamental level, you are made of the same elements and forces that make up everything else. The atoms in your body were once part of the stars, the soil, the air. The energy you experience, the consciousness you have, is not isolated from the world. It is part of the interconnected web of all that is. When you feel connected to nature, to others, or to the universe, you are simply recognizing the truth that you are not separate from it. You are it. This realization dissolves the illusion of isolation and fear. When you recognize that there is no true boundary between you and the universe, you feel a profound sense of oneness with everything. There is no out there. Everything exists within you, and you exist within everything. You are an extension of the universe, and it is an extension of you. In this truth lies your power, your peace, and your ability to shape your reality, for you are not just observing the world, but co-creating it. Every choice you make is a chance to rewrite your story. The life you are living right now is not set in stone. Every choice, no matter how small, is an opportunity to shift your direction, to change the narrative you are writing for yourself. We often think that our past decisions define us, that the path we've walked so far is the only one available. But the truth is, you hold the pen. In every moment, you are creating your future, and every decision you make is a chance to start a new chapter, rewrite old patterns, and choose a new direction. Think about it. Every time you make a choice, whether it's deciding to take a new job, changing a habit, or simply shifting your perspective, you are altering the course of your life. Even the way you respond to challenges can become a defining moment in your story. What may seem like a setback could be the catalyst for your transformation if you choose to see it as such. Every choice, from the profound to the mundane, has the potential to create a ripple effect that redefines your reality. The beauty of this is that you are never trapped in your past. You are never bound to the story you've been telling yourself about who you are or where you're headed. You can always choose to take a different path, to make a new decision that aligns with the person you want to become. The power to rewrite your story is always in your hands, and with every choice you make, you are writing the next page of your life. Reality is malleable. It bends to your will. The world around you is not a fixed, rigid structure, but a fluid and dynamic expression of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. What you perceive as the reality you live in is constantly being shaped and reshaped by your internal state. The power of your mind and will extends far beyond what most people realize. Your thoughts are not passive. They are active forces that influence the very fabric of your existence. When you begin to understand this, you realize that reality is not something you are bound by. It is something you can mold, adjust, and create at will. Every belief you hold, every emotion you feel, and every decision you make sends out vibrations that affect the world around you. You may think of yourself as a passive observer, but in truth, you are an active creator, constantly shaping your reality with each moment. Your will, when aligned with your intentions, is a powerful force that can bend circumstances, alter outcomes, and manifest new possibilities. The more consciously you direct your energy and focus, the more easily reality conforms to your desires. The idea that reality is malleable empowers you to take control of your life. Instead of feeling helpless or at the mercy of external forces, you recognize that you are the master of your own experience. You have the ability to shift your reality at any moment, simply by changing your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Reality is not something that happens to you. It is something that you create, and with the power of your will, you can mold it into the life you desire. You are capable of living beyond the confines of your past experiences. Your past does not define you. It's simply a collection of moments, decisions, and circumstances that no longer hold any power over who you can become. Yet, so many people unknowingly let their past shape their present, allowing past mistakes, hurts, or failures to determine their future. But the truth is, you are not bound by your past. You have the capacity to rise above it, to break free from the patterns and stories that have held you captive. Every moment is a new opportunity to redefine who you are and what you are capable of. The beauty of life is that it's always moving forward, and so are you. Just because you've experienced pain, disappointment, or failure does not mean that's all you are or all you will ever be. You can choose to let go of the limiting beliefs formed from past experiences, to release the narratives that have kept you stuck, and to step into a new chapter. When you realize that your past does not control you, a weight is lifted. You are free to explore new possibilities, to create new habits, and to redefine your identity. You are not defined by what has happened to you, but by how you choose to respond, learn, and grow. You are capable of breaking free from the past and living a life beyond the confines of previous limitations. The power to move forward lies in your hands, and with it, you can create a future filled with endless potential. Energy flows where attention goes. Have you ever noticed how the things you focus on seem to grow, expand, or intensify in your life? This isn't mere coincidence. It's the law of energy in action. The energy you give to something, whether it's a thought, emotion, or situation, is what causes it to manifest and evolve. When you direct your attention towards something, you are essentially feeding it, amplifying its presence in your life. This is the powerful truth. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and what you focus on has a magnetic pull on your reality. This principle works both consciously and unconsciously. When you focus on fear, worry, or negativity, your energy feeds those things, and they seem to grow in intensity. Similarly, when you focus on your passions, your dreams, and what brings you joy, you begin to see more opportunities and experiences that align with that energy. Your attention is like a spotlight, illuminating whatever you choose to direct it towards. The more you dwell on something, whether it's a problem or a possibility, the more you invite it into your life. The beauty of this understanding is that you are not a passive observer. You are an active creator of your reality. The key is to be mindful of where you place your attention. When you consciously direct your energy toward positivity, growth, and what you truly want, you will begin to see the world around you shift in response. Energy is not something that simply happens to you. It flows where you choose to guide it. The more intentional your focus, the more you empower yourself to shape your reality. The present moment is the only true reality. We are often consumed by the past, replaying old memories, or consumed by the future, worrying about what's to come. Yet, in doing so, we overlook the one true reality, the present moment. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived, so the only reality that truly exists is the here and now. It's easy to forget this truth, caught up in the distractions of daily life. But the present moment is where everything unfolds. It's the place where your thoughts, actions, and experiences converge, and where true living happens. When we live in the present, we free ourselves from the shackles of regret and worry. The past no longer holds power over us, and the future is no longer something to fear. Instead, we become fully engaged with the world as it is right now. In the present, we have the power to create, to decide, and to feel. The moment we are in is where we can find peace, joy, and meaning. It is the only time we can truly influence, because once it's gone, it becomes part of the past. Being fully present allows us to connect with our deeper selves, to find clarity, and to experience life more vividly. The distractions of past and future are illusions that take us away from what is real. The present moment is all we truly have, and in embracing it, we discover that it is the only reality that truly matters. We are all connected to a vast universal intelligence. At the deepest level, there is no separation between you and the universe. We often perceive ourselves as isolated individuals, navigating life as if we are alone in our thoughts, actions, and experiences. But in reality, we are all part of a vast, interconnected web of consciousness, woven into the very fabric of universal intelligence. This intelligence is not some distant or abstract concept, but an ever-present, all-encompassing force that guides, informs, and connects everything in existence. It flows through you, around you, and is within you at all times. Think of it as a field of energy, wisdom, and knowing that transcends time, space, and physical limitations. Just like a drop of water is connected to the entire ocean, you are connected to this boundless source of wisdom and creativity. This universal intelligence is available to you in every moment, waiting to guide you, inspire you, and offer answers to the questions you have, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. It speaks through your intuition, your feelings, your synchronicities, and those moments of quiet knowing that come without effort. This deep connection to universal intelligence means that you are never truly alone. The universe is always communicating with you, offering subtle nudges and messages, aligning you with your highest path. The more you attune yourself to this vast intelligence, the more in tune you become with the natural flow of life. You realize that you are not just an individual, but an integral part of a greater, more intelligent whole. Your actions, your thoughts, and your very existence are part of a beautiful, cosmic symphony that is always in perfect harmony. You are never disconnected from the source, and that connection is the key to unlocking your true potential. The external world is simply a projection of our thoughts and beliefs. The reality you experience is not an objective, fixed world outside of you. It is a mirror, reflecting the thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions that reside within your mind. The external world is not separate from you. It is a projection, a canvas, created by the lens through which you view the world. Everything you encounter, from the people you meet to the events that unfold, is shaped by the inner workings of your consciousness. What you believe to be true about the world, you will see reflected back to you in the form of your experiences. This means that your thoughts are not just fleeting, internal experiences. They are the very fabric that shapes your external reality. When you believe the world is a hostile place, you will begin to notice the hostility in every interaction. When you believe life is abundant, you will start to see opportunities and prosperity where others see scarcity. The energy and belief you project onto the world will draw corresponding experiences to you. This realization can be both empowering and humbling. It means you are not at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you are the creator of your reality. By shifting your thoughts and beliefs, by changing the way you perceive the world, you can alter the experiences that come into your life. You hold the power to change your reality simply by transforming your inner world. When you change the way you think, the world around you shifts to mirror that change, revealing a reality full of new possibilities. Nothing is permanent, not even the self. We often live our lives clinging to the idea of permanence, believing that who we are, where we are, and the circumstances we face are fixed and unchanging. We tie our identity to past experiences, roles, and labels, assuming these will last forever. But the truth is, nothing in this universe is permanent, not even the self. The self you identify with today is not the same as the self you were yesterday, and it won't be the same tomorrow. Everything is in a constant state of flux, constantly evolving, and so are you. Your identity is a fluid construct, not a fixed entity. The person you think you are, the collection of beliefs, memories, and experiences that shape you, is always shifting. As you grow, learn, and experience new things, your sense of self evolves. The ego, the I that we often believe to be unchanging, is simply a temporary state in the grand continuum of your existence. Just as everything around you is in constant motion, nature, time, the world, so too is the essence of who you are. This realization can be both liberating and terrifying. It means that nothing, not even your struggles, is permanent. Just as you are constantly transforming, so too can your challenges, your pain, and your limitations. The idea of a fixed, unchanging self is an illusion, and once you embrace the impermanence of your identity, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You are not bound to who you were. You are free to create who you want to become. Everything is transient, and with that knowledge comes the freedom to evolve, adapt, and flow with the ever-changing currents of life. Life is a game, and you can play however you want. Life is not a rigid script with a predetermined outcome. It is a game, one with infinite possibilities, and you are the player. The rules are not set in stone, though society, culture, and our upbringing may try to convince us otherwise. In truth, you have the freedom to choose how you want to play, what roles you want to take on, and how you approach the challenges and opportunities that arise. Life's unpredictability, much like a game, is what makes it thrilling. Every decision you make, every path you choose, is part of the adventure, and you have the power to create the experience you desire. We often get caught up in thinking that life must be lived according to certain expectations, success, failure, status, or timelines. But in reality, those are just other people's rules, not your own. You have the autonomy to decide how to define success, what goals you want to pursue, and what kind of game you want to play. If you approach life with a sense of playfulness, curiosity, and openness, you start to see that there are no limits to what you can experience or achieve. The beauty of this is that you get to choose your actions, your reactions, and your attitude. You can play with intensity, with humor, or with calm detachment. It's entirely up to you. The more you embrace life as a game, the less you'll feel weighed down by its challenges. You'll see them as opportunities to level up, learn, and grow, rather than as obstacles. Life is a game, and you are the one who decides how you play it. Perception is the key to unlocking new dimensions of reality. Your perception is the lens through which you view the world, and it is far more powerful than you realize. The way you perceive reality determines how you experience it. We tend to think of our perception as passive, as if it merely reflects the world around us. But in truth, perception actively shapes the reality you experience. It's not the external world that defines you, but how you interpret and respond to it. The moment you shift your perception, you begin to unlock new dimensions of reality, possibilities, experiences, and insights that were once invisible to you. Every situation, every person, and every event holds infinite interpretations. What you see as a challenge can also be viewed as an opportunity for growth. A setback can be reframed as a lesson. By shifting your perception, you can transform the way you experience life. When you open your mind to new ways of seeing, you move beyond the limitations of your current understanding and enter a world of endless possibilities. It's in this space of expanded awareness that new dimensions of reality begin to unfold. The universe responds to your perception. What you believe is possible becomes possible because your perception creates the lens through which you engage with the world. If you believe in abundance, love, and opportunity, you start seeing them everywhere. If you perceive obstacles as growth opportunities, you'll find yourself continually expanding and evolving. The key to unlocking new dimensions of reality is not to change the world outside you, but to change the way you see it. Your perception is the doorway to a richer, more vibrant existence, an ever-unfolding reality that is as vast as your imagination allows it to be. There are no limits to what you can manifest. The power of manifestation is boundless, and there are no true limits to what you can bring into your life. The universe is abundant, and every possibility exists within it. The only limits to manifestation are the ones you place on yourself through doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs. If you can dream it, if you can envision it in your mind and feel it in your heart, it is within your reach. Your ability to manifest isn't confined by time, resources, or circumstances. It is governed by your ability to align your thoughts, feelings, and energy with what you desire. Manifestation is not magic, but a natural law of attraction that operates through your energy and intentions. Everything in life is energy, and when you focus on what you want rather than on what you don't want, you begin to vibrate at the frequency of those desires. The universe responds to that frequency, pulling people, opportunities, and circumstances toward you that match your energy. The key to limitless manifestation lies in believing that there is no shortage of what you can create. There is no cap on success, love, or abundance. You are not competing for what others have. The universe's resources are infinite, and there is room for everyone to have what they desire. When you remove the constraints of impossible or unrealistic, you step into a space where anything is possible. There are no limits to what you can manifest, only the boundaries you set in your mind. Break free from them and watch your world transform. You can create multiple versions of yourself in parallel realities. What if I told you that you are not just one singular person, but many, living out different versions of yourself across parallel realities? The idea of multiple realities isn't as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, the concept of parallel universes suggests that there are infinite versions of you, each one living out a different choice, path, or possibility. These alternate versions of yourself exist simultaneously, each exploring a unique set of circumstances, desires, and experiences, all within the vast expanse of existence. The beauty of this realization is that your current life does not have to be the only version of you that exists. Every decision, every fork in the road creates a new potential reality, an alternate timeline where a different you is living out a different set of circumstances. These parallel versions of yourself are not in the distant past or future. They exist right now, in the present moment, each playing out a unique story. When you make choices, you're not just choosing a single future, you're creating infinite versions of yourself, each with its own potential and experiences. By tapping into the awareness that these parallel versions of you exist, you can begin to shift your consciousness and intentionally align with the version of yourself you want to become. You can access the traits, skills, and outcomes of the other versions of you by shifting your focus and energy. What would it be like to step into the shoes of a confident, successful, loving, or creative version of yourself? By simply changing your mindset, your beliefs, and your actions, you begin to activate these parallel versions, making them a living part of your current reality. The possibilities are endless when you recognize that you are not just one person. You are an infinite being capable of exploring multiple realities and creating limitless versions of yourself. Your inner world is a reflection of the outer world. What you experience externally is a direct mirror of what's happening inside you. The thoughts you hold, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you carry all shape the reality you encounter. We often think of the external world as something separate from us, something that happens to us, but in truth, it is an extension of our inner world. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, you will find those same energies reflected back at you in your interactions, circumstances, and experiences. On the other hand, if you cultivate peace, love, and gratitude within, you begin to attract those energies from the world around you. The people you meet, the opportunities that arise, and even the challenges you face are often expressions of your inner state. If you struggle with self-worth, for example, you may encounter situations or people who confirm that struggle, reinforcing the belief that you are not enough. But when you shift your inner dialogue, when you begin to heal and nurture a positive self-image, your reality begins to change. You'll notice people treating you with more respect, opportunities flowing in more effortlessly, and a deeper sense of alignment with your desires. The beauty of this truth is that it gives you full control over the way you experience the world. You don't have to wait for the world to change to find peace or joy. You can start by changing your internal world. As you align your inner thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with what you truly desire, the outer world will follow suit, becoming a reflection of the harmony you've created within. Thought creates form. You can literally change matter with your mind. The idea that thoughts are merely abstract, fleeting ideas is a misconception. In reality, thoughts are incredibly powerful forces, shaping not only our experiences, but also the physical world around us. What you think, believe, and focus on shapes the very energy that manifests in your life. Your mind is not separate from the material world. It is an integral part of it. The energy you emit through your thoughts interacts with the world, influencing everything from your relationships to the outcomes of your endeavors. At the core of this concept is the understanding that everything in the universe, including matter, is made of energy. When you think, you are sending out energy waves that influence the vibrational frequency of the world around you. This means that your thoughts can literally affect the physical realm, altering your environment, changing circumstances, and even influencing the behavior of others. The idea of mind over matter is not just a metaphor, it's a fundamental truth. The power to create form lies within you. If you focus your thoughts and intentions with clarity, purpose, and belief, you can influence the world around you in profound ways. This is not about mere wishful thinking. It's about consciously directing your energy in alignment with your desires. By tuning your mind to the frequency of what you want to manifest, whether it's health, success, or joy, you begin to reshape the reality around you. Thought is the starting point of creation. You are not a passive observer of the world. You are an active creator, capable of transforming matter itself with the power of your mind. The only boundaries that exist are the ones you create. In reality, the only limitations you face are the ones you impose upon yourself. Boundaries, restrictions, and obstacles are often perceived as external forces, but in truth, they are mostly the result of the beliefs, fears, and doubts you hold within. The moment you believe that something is impossible or out of reach, you create a boundary. The moment you accept that you are limited by circumstances or by your own capabilities, you have drawn a line that restricts your growth. But here's the liberating truth. Boundaries are not inherent. They are not set by the universe, life, or anyone else. They are the result of your thoughts and perceptions. If you change the way you think about what is possible, you begin to dissolve those boundaries. If you believe that success is limited to certain people, places, or situations, you will always find yourself constrained by that belief. But when you realize that there are no true limits, you unlock the door to endless possibilities. You are free to design your own reality. Your potential is limitless, and the only reason you don't achieve your fullest potential is because you've unconsciously accepted boundaries that were never real in the first place. When you step into your power and let go of the self-imposed limitations, you transcend the boundaries of your mind. You are capable of achieving anything, and there is no force in the world powerful enough to stop you except the limits you place on yourself. You can experience multiple versions of your life by shifting your focus. What if the life you are living right now isn't the only life available to you? What if, with a simple shift in focus, you could step into an entirely different version of your life, filled with different choices, outcomes, and possibilities? This isn't just a theoretical idea, it's a powerful truth. The reality you experience is deeply influenced by where you place your attention and energy. The moment you change your focus, you begin to align with a different version of your life, one that reflects your shifted perspective and energy. Your current reality is only one version of countless potential paths that you could walk. You are constantly navigating through infinite possibilities based on the choices you make and the focus you give them. When you direct your attention towards something, whether it's a new goal, a passion, a mindset shift, or a belief, you begin to attract experiences and opportunities that align with that focus. It's like tuning into a different frequency. The version of your life that resonates with your new focus begins to unfold before you. This is not about fantasy or wishful thinking. It's about awareness and intention. By consciously shifting your attention from one set of circumstances to another, you can begin to move through different timelines, each filled with unique experiences. You are not bound by the life you're currently living. At any moment, you can choose to shift your focus and create a new reality, one that aligns with your dreams, desires, and potential. The versions of your life you've always wanted are already available to you. All it takes is a shift in focus, and the doors to those alternate realities open wide. The physical body is just a vehicle for your consciousness. Your body, with all its intricate systems and functions, is not the essence of who you are. It is simply a vehicle, a temporary vessel that carries your consciousness through this physical experience. Just as a car is used to transport you from one place to another, your body is the instrument through which your true self, the eternal consciousness, experiences the world. The body is subject to time and change, aging and decay. But your consciousness, the awareness that observes, feels, and thinks, is timeless and unchanging. Many of us identify with our bodies, thinking that who we are is defined by how we look, how we feel, or how our body functions. But in reality, the physical form is just a temporary home for your soul, your consciousness. This understanding shifts the way we perceive ourselves. You are not your body, nor are you defined by its limitations. The body may experience pain, pleasure, or sickness, but your consciousness remains detached, observing it all. When you realize that the body is simply a vehicle for your true self, you begin to understand that you are not confined by physical limitations. You can transcend the body's limitations by connecting with your higher consciousness, expanding your awareness, and realizing that you are much more than the flesh and bones you inhabit. The body is a tool, but the true you is the awareness that drives it, navigating through this earthly experience. Every moment is an opportunity to break free from old patterns. Life is a constant flow of moments, each one holding the potential for transformation. The patterns that shape our behavior, thoughts, and reactions often run deep, formed over years of repetition and conditioning. These patterns can feel ingrained, like automatic responses to the world around us. But the truth is, every moment offers a chance to break free from these old ways of being. You are not bound by your past, nor are you condemned to repeat the same cycles. The power to shift lies in the present. Each decision you make, each reaction you choose, is an opportunity to rewrite the story you've been living. The moment you realize that you have the power to change is the moment you begin to break free. Old patterns are not permanent. They are simply habits of thought and behavior that you can choose to release. When you consciously decide to act differently, to think differently, or to feel differently, you introduce new energy into your life, creating space for growth, freedom, and evolution. The key to breaking free from these patterns is presence. The more aware you are of your thoughts, emotions, and actions in the moment, the more easily you can identify where you are repeating old behaviors. With each new moment, you are given a fresh opportunity to respond in a way that aligns with your highest potential. Your past does not define you, and every moment is a chance to step into a new version of yourself, one that is not limited by the patterns of yesterday. You are always free to choose again. You can access limitless wisdom through your higher self. Within you lies a deep, boundless well of wisdom. The higher self, a part of you that is connected to a universal source of knowledge and truth. This higher aspect of yourself is not confined by time, space, or worldly limitations. It is an eternal, all-knowing part of your consciousness that holds the answers to your deepest questions, the clarity you seek, and the guidance you need to navigate life's complexities. The beauty of the higher self is that it's always available to you, waiting for you to tap into it. The challenge is that most of us are so caught up in the noise of everyday life, our thoughts, worries, and external distractions, that we forget this inner wisdom exists. But when you quiet your mind, when you turn inward and tune into your intuition, you can access the limitless wisdom that resides within. This wisdom is not based on external knowledge or societal conditioning. It is an innate, pure form of knowing that transcends logic and reason. It speaks to you through your feelings, your intuition, and the quiet moments when you truly listen to yourself. By connecting with your higher self, you open up a channel to guidance that is aligned with your soul's true purpose. It leads you toward clarity, peace, and decisions that serve your highest good. When you trust this wisdom, you align yourself with your true path, stepping beyond the limitations of the ego and into the infinite potential that resides within you. Your higher self is always there, ready to guide you toward the wisdom that can transform your life. Life is not linear. It's a non-linear, multi-dimensional experience. We are often taught to view life as a straight path, where each step follows the one before it in a predictable cause and effect sequence. This linear perspective creates the illusion that life is just a series of steps that must be followed in a fixed order with clear beginnings and ends. However, the truth is that life is not linear at all. It is a multi-dimensional, non-linear experience where time, space, and events intertwine in complex, ever-evolving ways. Imagine that instead of a single unbroken timeline, your life is a vast, intricate web of possibilities. Each choice you make branches out, creating a ripple effect that impacts your future in ways you cannot always predict. You can experience past, present, and future simultaneously, accessing lessons, wisdom, and opportunities from multiple dimensions of your existence. Every thought, every feeling, and every action opens up new realities, and your growth is not bound by a step-by-step process, but by your capacity to expand and shift in countless directions. In this non-linear experience, your growth isn't measured by how far along a path you've come, but by how deeply you engage with each moment and each version of yourself. The wisdom you gain from one life experience can reach back to alter past perceptions or jump forward to shape future possibilities. Your journey is not limited to one road. It's a dynamic, multi-dimensional unfolding where everything you are, have been, and will be exist together in the same space. By embracing this, you open up to an infinite number of possibilities, living and evolving in ways that transcend the constraints of time. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. The mind is not just a thinking machine. It is an incredibly powerful force that shapes your reality. Every thought you have is a spark of creation, capable of influencing everything you experience. Whether you realize it or not, your mind is the lens through which you interpret the world, and it holds the ability to transform your life. What you focus on, you attract. If you dwell on fear, doubt, or negativity, you begin to see more of it in your world. But when you harness the power of your mind to focus on growth, positivity, and possibility, your reality shifts to reflect that. The mind can break through limitations, solve complex problems, and manifest incredible transformations. It is the birthplace of all your dreams, goals, and desires. When you train your mind to think with intention, to visualize your goals with clarity, and to believe in your potential, you unlock an immense source of power within yourself. The mind can create, heal, and inspire, making it the ultimate tool for navigating life. Understanding the immense power of the mind means recognizing that it is not just a passive observer, but an active creator. Your mind shapes your habits, your actions, and your perceptions. By learning to control your thoughts, you take control of your life. The most successful people, the most fulfilled individuals, all understand this truth. The mind is the most powerful tool you have, and it can shape every aspect of your reality when you learn to harness it. Everything you need for growth is already within you. We often look outside of ourselves for the answers, the guidance, or the tools we think we need to grow. We believe that the right circumstances, the right people, or the right resources will somehow make us better, stronger, or more capable. But the truth is, everything you need for growth is already within you. You are born with an innate wisdom, strength, and potential that, when recognized and cultivated, can guide you through every challenge and propel you toward your highest potential. The power to transform, to evolve, and to thrive does not lie in external factors, but in your own ability to connect with your inner self. Within you is a vast well of untapped resources: creativity, intuition, resilience, and clarity. These inner qualities are always available, waiting for you to awaken to them. It's not about seeking something new from the outside world. It's about turning inward and realizing the vast reservoir of strength and insight you already possess. Growth is not something that needs to be found. It is something that is unlocked from within. By trusting yourself, listening to your intuition, and aligning with your true purpose, you tap into the immense power that lies dormant inside you. The more you trust your inner wisdom, the more you discover that you are more than capable of navigating life's challenges, learning from them, and continuously evolving. Everything you need to grow, to succeed, and to create the life you desire is already within you, waiting for you to recognize and embrace it. There are no limitations, only possibilities. The idea of limitations is an illusion, a mental construct that holds us back from reaching our true potential. In reality, there are no inherent boundaries in life, only infinite possibilities waiting to be discovered. The limits you perceive are shaped by your beliefs, fears, and conditioning. Once you break free from the notion that you are confined by circumstances, you begin to see the vast world of opportunities that surrounds you. The truth is, there is always more than one path, more than one solution, and more than one way to achieve what you desire. Every moment offers a new beginning, a new choice, a new direction. When you shift your perspective and stop seeing obstacles, you start seeing possibilities. The limitations you once thought were concrete begin to dissolve, revealing a landscape full of potential. Whether it's a career, relationships, health, or personal growth, the possibilities are endless. You are capable of achieving things far beyond what you may have imagined for yourself, and it all begins with the belief that there are no limits to what you can accomplish. The key is to let go of the stories you've been told, the ones that say you can't, that you're too old, too inexperienced, too unworthy. These are just thoughts, temporary and changeable. The only true limitation is the belief that you are limited. When you open your mind to the idea that anything is possible, you free yourself to explore, grow, and create a life that surpasses even your wildest dreams. The universe is limitless, and so are you. You are the writer of your own story. So often, we feel like passive participants in our own lives, as if the world around us and the circumstances we face dictate our fate. We might believe that our lives are shaped by forces beyond our control, whether it's past experiences, other people's actions, or unpredictable events. But here's the truth. You are the writer of your own story. You hold the pen. The narrative of your life is not written by anyone else. It is entirely within your power to craft, edit, and reshape it. This realization is both empowering and liberating. You are not bound by the roles others have cast you in, nor by the limitations of your past. Every chapter, every scene is yours to create. The choices you make, the way you respond to challenges, and the direction you take are all part of the story you're telling. Whether you want to be the hero, the adventurer, or the guide, it's all up to you. Your story is not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to navigate and interpret those experiences. When you truly grasp that you are the author, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances. You become the creator, shaping your experiences, emotions, and outcomes. Every moment is a chance to rewrite a scene, to adjust the plot, and to build the life you want. You are not just living your life, you are creating it. Your story is yours to tell, and you have the power to make it anything you desire. The pen is in your hands, and the possibilities are endless. The concept of failure is a false belief. Failure is a concept that is deeply ingrained in our minds, but in reality, it is nothing more than a false belief, a societal construct designed to limit our growth. We are conditioned to think of failure as something to be avoided, as something that defines us as inadequate or unworthy. But the truth is, there is no such thing as failure. There is only learning, growth, and evolution. Every setback, every mistake, every perceived failure is simply a stepping stone in the journey toward success. When you view failure as an endpoint, you miss the profound truth that it is not a reflection of your worth or your abilities. It's merely feedback. The path to mastery, success, and self-realization is rarely linear. It's filled with challenges, missteps, and moments of doubt. These are not signs that you are failing. They are opportunities to learn, to adjust, and to become more resilient. The most successful people didn't achieve greatness by avoiding failure. They embraced it, learned from it, and used it to propel themselves forward. If you remove the fear of failure, you free yourself from self-imposed limits. You begin to see every experience as an opportunity to grow, to refine your approach, and to get closer to your goals. There is no ultimate failure, only progress, and the willingness to keep going, keep learning, and keep evolving. So, release the belief in failure, and you'll find that success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about continuing to rise after each one. You can manifest anything by aligning your energy with it. Manifestation is not about wishing for things to magically appear in your life. It's about aligning your energy with the desires you want to create. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with what you truly want, you unlock the power to bring it into your reality. Everything in the universe, including you, is made of energy. This means that your desires are already available to you, but in order to manifest them, you must match the vibration of those desires. The key to manifestation is not just thinking about what you want, but feeling it. When you imagine your dreams, whether it's success, love, or abundance, you need to feel as though you already have them. Your emotional energy is the most potent force you can use to align with your desires. If you focus on what you want with excitement, gratitude, and joy, you send out a powerful frequency that attracts the circumstances, people, and opportunities that match that energy. Manifestation is a process of co-creation with the universe. When you focus on aligning your energy, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions with your desires, you begin to pull those things into your life. The universe is abundant, and it will reflect back to you the energy you put into it. You have the power to manifest anything by simply aligning your energy with it and trusting that what you seek is already on its way. The true essence of life is freedom. At the heart of every human desire, every pursuit, and every dream lies a deep yearning for freedom. It is the ultimate truth of our existence, the freedom to think, to act, to express ourselves, and to create our own path. Freedom is not just the absence of external constraints. It is the ability to choose who we are, what we believe, and how we engage with the world around us. When you tap into the essence of freedom, you begin to realize that it is not something to be earned or given. It is something that resides within you, waiting to be embraced. Freedom is the ability to break free from the chains of fear, doubt, and limitation. It means releasing the stories of who you think you should be and stepping into the vast space of who you truly are. When you embrace your freedom, you no longer feel bound by societal expectations, past mistakes, or the approval of others. You become the creator of your own reality, making choices from a place of authenticity and power. The true essence of life is not found in external achievements or possessions, but in the freedom to experience, to grow, and to evolve without constraints. It is the ability to move with life's flow, to change direction when necessary, and to live in alignment with your deepest desires and truths. Freedom is the core of human potential, and when you live from this place, you discover that the possibilities of what you can create and experience are infinite. Life, in its purest form, is about living freely, unencumbered by fear, expectation, or limitation. It is the key to experiencing life in all its richness and depth.